Colorado knocked Detroit out of the playoffs, and Claude Lemieux was a big part of it. A very physical presence against that man, Chris Draper, who follows Osgood out on the ice. National Hockey Night's next. Welcome, everybody. National Hockey Night coming your way from Denver. This is the McNichols Arena, a sellout crowd, and lots of other people outside who want to get in. Why? Because the Detroit Red Wings are in town to take on the Avalanche. Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. This rivalry heated up from the Western Conference playoffs last season. It was the Detroit Red Wings being taken out of it by Colorado. A lot of it Claude Lemieux. He went after Kozlov in Game 3, a big hard hit, controversial, and it went on from there. Bowman and Crawford, the two coaches, they traded jabs, wondering whether head games were being played. And then we had the big injury. Chris Draper, hit by Lemieux, a serious injury, controversial to this day. Has it made any difference this year? Indeed it has. The last game these teams played right here, there were two guys who had to be taken out on a stretcher. First, there was this hit put on Corbeil. Corbeil taken out of the game after Aaron Ward-Dexy. Then a little retaliation on the other side. Martin Lapointe, after Gusarov of Colorado, leveled him into the boards. He, too, had to be carried off. Bill Clement, that has carried over and created some great heat between these two teams.
It sure has, Gary. But last year when these two teams were playing, after all of the sideshow stuff, there was one thing about the Detroit Red Wings team that surfaced. Yes, they had enough speed up front. They did not have enough size. That has changed. They've got size now, and it started early in the season when they brought in Brendan Shanahan. Not only is he big, he can score. Recently, they acquired Tomas Sandstrom, big with a mean streak. Add Joey Kocur to the mix. Oh, yes, the Detroit Red Wings are big enough up front. But what are they going to do with real tough Claude Lemieux and with the most physical forward on the Lanche team, Peter Forsberg? Well, that's where the gladiator, Vladimir Konstantinov, comes in. Scotty Bowman has to try to neutralize Lemieux and Forsberg since they play together. The matchup he will want is Vladimir Konstantinov against the Forsberg line.
Colorado's #1 in the league, as if they needed more help. Injured people getting back, and Joe Sakic getting back in a big way.
But Joe Sakic was not back until about 48 hours ago. He said, look, I don't have my second gear. I don't have my confidence. That started to change right here Friday night against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Through a crowd, Joe Sakic threaded the needle. That was a sign that his confidence was coming back. And then the ultimate confidence move for his second goal. And then the shot, the snapper to the top shelf. Later in the game, he showed us the powerful slap shot, and that rounded out the hat trick. Joe Sakic and his confidence in his scoring was really the last piece to the championship puzzle from last year that wasn't in place. It is now in place.
Well, this rivalry heated even more so tonight because Claude Lemieux is back for the first time since the playoffs that last year to take on this Detroit team. What they're talking about is this hit. Lemieux on Draper. Draper injured. Lemieux back on the ice tonight.
It seems ironic that trucks so diligently engineered to be quiet would have so much volume. Dodge Ram and Dodge Ram Club Cab, the roomiest pickups on the road. The rules have changed.
Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello. You twinkle above us, twinkle below.
Okay, good day. Welcome to our beer commercial. I'm Bob McKenzie. This is my brother Doug.
How's it going, eh?
Do the sign, eh?
What do you think I'm doing?
That's the sign.
We're doing this for free beer, eh?
So, like most beer commercials, we have beautiful upscale beautiful people socializing in stylish locales, eh? Cut to it. Okay, come on in, slogan guy.
Molson Golden, the best there is, from Canada.
I like the way you do that with your hand.
Really, eh?
Welcome to Burgerama. May I take your order?
Yeah, let me get a double cheese. Didn't you used to play for the Blackhawks?
Yeah, used to play for the Blackhawks until Sergei Fedorov showed up. His explosive skating style and a powerful shot that exposed a weak glove hand. Weak glove hand. Down one double cheese. Mr. Long-haired Russian freak boy skating around his fancy Nike skates. I was employee of the month.
Welcome back to the McNichols Arena, everybody. This crowd set for what they expect to be a very physical game. As we said, Claude Lemieux, the center of all the attention on this. I walked in with Claudie to the game tonight, and he said, you know, I've really had enough of this. I really wish this would go away. I didn't want to hurt anybody. I was just playing the game. I paid a price for what I did, and I think it's been dragged on too long. Well, it is being dragged on. Rouse has got it. Detroit in red, kicked away by Sakic. Up the near side boards, pinch put on, it is moved out. Colorado will play it back at center, and they will get back onside. Sakic's line out there. Detroit has started with their big checking line. Chris Osgood will make the first save of the game, and we have our first words on the far side.
Oh, man, did Bob Rouse hit Rene Corbet. Full-blown, clean body check that sent him about 8 feet back. Crunch. There's no way this game will not be physical. Sometimes the buildup is greater than the actual game. In this case, I can't imagine this game not being an incredibly physical game. Bob Rouse is leading the way already for Detroit, and the big boys started for Detroit, and now Claude Lemieux gets the round of applause from the hometown crowd.
Chris Draper, number 33, is the man who this controversy surrounds. The hit on Draper by Lemieux. McCarty is out there, one of their big physical players. Face-off will come to the right of Osgood, and they'll whistle it, and we'll do it again. Importantly, Bill McCreary's the referee. Kevin Collins and Dan McCord are the linesmen, an experienced threesome who were here the other night. Night before last, they refereed the game here in Colorado. Draper out there on the face-off, won it back into the corner. It's cleared up by Nicholas Lidstrom and out of the zone, chased down by Sandis Ozolinsh. For Detroit, they come off a 7-4 win yesterday afternoon at San Jose. Colorado got a 6-3 come from behind win against Pittsburgh on Friday night. A delayed whistle here. There's one of the few delays we've had. That went pretty deep in the zone. Cleared back up to McCarty. He'll send that one wide into the corner. Joey Kocur went back to play it. He's an Ozolinsh collided. Comes back out to center. Detroit. Thomas Holstrom, who was called up on the 13th out there on the ice. Osgood will come out. It's Sakic moving in, and he will cover that one up, and that will get the whistle.
Well, the Detroit Red Wings for the last 20 games have been going in an even rotation. Vernon Osgood, then Mike Vernon got hurt. So Chris Osgood gets a second consecutive start. He started and won the game yesterday in San Jose.
He is 5th in save percentage in the league, and 2nd in wins is Patrick Waugh with 33 W's this year.
Pretty well everything about Patrick Waugh is consecutive this time of year. He doesn't take many days off. He's gearing up for the playoffs.
Two very good netminders in this game. Number 4 in save percentage for Waugh, number 5 for Osgood. Face-off at center, comes back to Slava Fetisov. He'll drop it back. Sakic's line remains out there. Tipped away Miller. Miller took a couple of shots there with Martin Lapointe.
And Gary, Scotty Bowman has come back with another physical line. We haven't seen Steve Yzerman. We haven't seen Fedorov or Larionov or Kozlov, the little guys. Here he is now with the second consecutive physical line with Marty Lapointe at center.
Big Keith Jones put the last hit on. Centering pass shot right by Martin Lapointe. Good setup by Keith Maltby. Maltby's got the puck again. Detroit checking line out there getting an opportunity, and there's some hitting. In behind the net, almost lost by Holstrom. Sent it back to the point. Maltby shot there, save made by Patrick Waugh. Kurt Maltby was open at the blue line. It'll be cleared out by the Avs. And there will be an icing call coming as Fetisov goes back on the touch. Well, we talk about the rivalry on the ice. How about the rivalry behind the benches? He's won more than anybody ever.
Well, actually, Pierre Lacroix, the GM for Colorado, came out of the locker room from Colorado's locker room today, and Scotty was standing there before the game. Hi, Scotty. Hi, Pierre. So all is at least quiet on the surface for now, but this is, in fact, an incredible rivalry that traces back to the bloody series that these two guys waged for the conference finals last season.
I You know what I think? This game's going to be a whole lot milder than people anticipate.
Do you really?
I really do.
Boy, I don't.
I just think they've got a lot of settling down. They really, both these teams want to do and get this thing over with and get back to playing hockey with the playoffs coming up.
I think that one incident, though, could spark the whole thing to bust open, and
If
that's
there's
why
a bad hit.
there's a pretty good chance that might happen.
If there's a shot somebody thinks is a bad shot, a cheap shot, indeed it could. Brought back in by Peter Forsberg. Forsberg taken out on the corner, dumped in front. The penalties will be called, I suspect, very quickly in this game because Bill McCreary wants to keep it under control. And the first one's going to come against the Red Wings.
I talked to Bill McCreary before the game and asked him if he was going to say anything to the benches before the game. He said, I'm just going to call it straight away, just like I do every other game. So that is the sign of a real secure official, and I don't think either team is disappointed that Bill McCreary is reffing this game.
Tomas Sandstrom gets the call, the slashing.
Behind the play, as Forsberg was wheeling and dealing on the other side, Brendan Shanahan kind of tripped up Claude Lemieux.
If you really want to get into baseball, then get Baseball Weekly. You'll get the most timely Major League team notes with up-to-date player stats and box scores, expert advice for fantasy players to win your league, an insider's view of big league baseball, minor league reports on top Major League prospects, a clubhouse page for younger fans, and much more. Subscribe now and get our 1997 Baseball Weekly Almanac free. You'll get complete stats from 96, championship wrap-ups, team-by-team reviews, and 97 previews at $12.95 value. So call now and you'll get 52 issues of Baseball Weekly delivered right to your door for just 77 cents an issue, plus the 1997 Almanac free with your paid order. So if you want the game, the whole game, and nothing but the game, get Baseball Weekly.
The idea of a 24-hour sports news network was actually mine.
Olbermann said it was his idea?
Olbermann?
Yeah, right. I've got a lot of ideas. I'm pretty bright.
Come on. That makes me laugh.
You're watching National Hockey Night on ESPN from the McNichols Sports Arena in Denver, home of the Colorado Avalanche, the Stanley Cup champions, taking on the Detroit Red Wings for the third time this season. However, previous two meetings, Detroit has lost them both. Detroit finishing up a 6-game road trip here tonight against the Avalanche, who won their last game against Pittsburgh on Friday. Due to time constraints, we'll move to action later in the game, coming up right after these commercial messages.
Unleash the beast. Unleash the beast. Yeah! Milwaukee's best.
As a rule, engines develop good torque only when you push hard on the accelerator. But even at idle speed, a Dodge Magnum V8 can pull not only this loaded Ram 1500, but this loaded 2500. And a loaded 3500 as well. 15 tons. That's because every Ram truck has to pull much more than its own weight, even at idle speed. That's our rule. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
30 copies.
These should be on letterhead.
Letterhead.
No client's name? Bib? What's bib?
The client's name.
Try Bob. Welcome aboard, Bob.
It's Bib.
Need to save on paper? Staples has paper, cartridges, toner, over 5,000 office supplies, all at the guaranteed low price. Staples, yeah, we've got that.
In yet another torture test, we drained the oil from this car and added just this much Castrol Syntec. We then ran it over 100 miles per hour and waited. And waited. You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds to engine parts. And if a little Syntec can protect under these conditions, imagine what a full oil change can do. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't. And now, try Castrol Syntec Power System, a new kind of fuel system treatment. Unleash the beast. Unleash the beast. Yeah! Milwaukee's best.
Face-off is going to be moved out to center ice here. The Detroit Red Wings, more goals on the road than any other team in the National Hockey League. They have scored 122 goals on the road this season.
Scotty Bowman is really trying to make sure he's got his big players out there when the Avalanche have their physical players out there. That's Stefan Yell going down, but Keane and Lacroix are playing the wings with Yell. Kozlov started the shift. Shanahan came right out on a quick change. There's no way Scotty wants his little guys banged up in this tilt, because I asked him before the game how the Russian unit did in San Jose yesterday. He said they got pounded pretty good.
They have played one shift together here so far, the Russian unit has. There is Alexei Gusarov chasing down, and a penalty coming up on the Avs, and a bad one. An interference call, I think, on Adam Foote out in front of the net where there was absolutely nothing going on.
And if Igor Larionov just drew this penalty with a good-looking dive, he did a terrific job, because it looked like Adam Foote did interfere, but then you have to ask yourself the question, why would he be interfering? Because Larionov wasn't threatening anybody. But Igor Larionov should never, ever be underestimated. He is one of the brightest players, smartest players in this game. And Adam Foote may have just been a victim of Igor Larionov's smarts.
There is Larionov. He is going to be a free agent at the end of this year. Says he's not going to decide what to do until probably after the season is over. Detroit wants to up him for 2 more, but he and his agent have not been willing to really be serious about that yet.
First time in his life he's a unrestricted free agent, ever, even when he was a kid in the communist regime. I mean, he's literally a free agent now.
He wasn't very free over there,
no.
Was he? No, he wasn't. Power play for Detroit on the Foote interference at 13:35. The Detroit Red Wings. Their power play has been a roller coaster this year. It is still 4th best in the NHL. Wow, knocked that away again. Cleared up, and Lidstrom able to hold it in. Good play. Lidstrom held it in. Shanahan drops it off. McCarty will set up in front of the net. Larionov with a puck. Igor Larionov in the middle. Shanahan let it go through the legs to Lidstrom. Shot deflected in front. High and over the net by Shanahan. McCarty comes back to get it. Darren McCarty. Power play Red Wings here. Nicholas Lidstrom. Good shooter. Save made by Waugh. Going to the right that time. Lidstrom back at the point. The Avs have not cleared here. Back in the middle, Larionov. Shanahan, save, and no rebound. They'll get their change right here.
Patrick Waugh did what he had to do. Not only make the save, but get his penalty killers a chance to change.
So the power play is down to 1:11 left to go on it for Detroit. 1 for 6 against the Avs this year when they've had the advantage. Darren McCarty, a very big presence out in front of the net. One of the reasons he gets power play goals. They're led by Shanahan, though, who has 19 power play goals, which is number 1 in the league. Penalty unit changes up. And they take as long as they can to do it here, to draw an extra breath, because the Red Wings want to keep that unit they had out there. Shanahan putting the rebound into the left side of Patrick Waugh. Brendan Shanahan has just scored the first goal of the game. A power play goal for the Red Wings on their first power play opportunity of this game, and the Wings have a 1-0 lead.
The Avalanche never got out of their end. They were able to freeze it on a Patrick Waugh save, but that led to this face-off. And a big win by Steve Yzerman back to the point. Launched a shot. Patrick Waugh did not control the rebound. He sent it right back out, and Brendan Shanahan, he does this just about as well as anybody that's ever played the game. Sniff out the rebound, and you know what? Shanahan made a real good little finesse play there to push the puck between some skates that were out in front, and then transition his body and shoot it by Patrick Waugh.
There you see the 44th goal of the season for him, and he leads the league in power play goals as he has picked up 20. And the Red Wings have the 1-0 lead in this game. 5:19 left to go. The shots up are 11-7 in favor of the Avalanche. Avalanche has gone 0 for 3 on the power play, and here we go again. Peter Forsberg and Konstantinov.
It was Konstantinov, and now Marty Lapointe has jumped in there to kind of take up the charge for Konstantinov. Forsberg and Konstantinov started a little jabbing session, and then Marty Lapointe stepped in, kind of to spell Konstantinov off. This is what we got. Bill McCurry's got penalties. That is Holmstrom, the rookie for Detroit on the right with Claude Lemieux. And Scotty Bowman has gotten his physical players out there every time Lemieux and Forsberg have been on the ice, and Scotty will not allow his little players to be out there against the Lanche's big physical guys.
He started his big checking line in this game, followed it up with his second checking line, and Scotty has not had much ice time for his big skaters in this game because we've had this physical play.
This is one of the matchups we expected. Konstantinov, 16 for Detroit, and it was Forsberg that jabbed Konstantinov. And then here's what happened after that.
There you see, Vladimir has been on the ice for 4 of Forsberg's 4 shifts at even strength. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. And he is equal to the task against the biggest and the toughest and the most skilled players. So Peter Forsberg, as long as he has to play with Claude Lemieux against Konstantinov, it's going to be a very physical night for Peter Forsberg.
While they get this taken care of, let's take a look at our Foster's League leaderboard. Speaking of Konstantinov, you see over the last 2 years, nobody better in that plus-minus department. His teammate Fedorov with 81, Fetisov 68, Larionov 60. Great numbers for these Detroit Red Wings over the last 2 years. And somebody's leaving the game, Martin Lapointe. Now there's 5:14 left to go in this first period, and Martin Lapointe is going to the dressing room. I'm not sure if it's a game or a 10. We'll find out.
Gosh, there wasn't a big enough altercation, was there, for it to be third man in? No. Now Peter Forsberg is skating.
So they will get 2 each for slashing. Forsberg gets 2 for roughing, and they both get 5 for fighting. I wasn't sure that was a fight, but Bill McCreary wants to keep this under control, expecting a physical game, so that's the way he's going to call it. A lot coming your way on our new Dodge Intermission. Pens and Stars laced them up in Texas. April Fools or not, regarding Gordie Howe. And a look at the NCAA March Madness, all coming your way on our new Dodge Intermission report. Great to have you with us. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, Ryan Engblom here in Denver. First period of this game, third time these teams have met. Colorado has won the first 2. Detroit on Shanahan's power play goal has the 1-0 lead. And the power play opportunity here goes to Detroit on the extra 2 picked up by Peter Forsberg. Shot in wide on Patrick Roy. This is the second power play for the Wings. They scored their goal on the first one just moments ago. Larionov tried to get it. It comes back to him. Foot chasing him. Larionov dumped it. Turnaround McCarty couldn't get it in. Darren McCarty. Larionov. Larionov high in the middle. Deflected shot. Comes near side. Eisenman had ripped that off, but couldn't get it through the D stick. Shot by Lidstrom, deflected, never got in on net. Keane tipped it away, and Yell sends it. Osgood and Waugh, the 2 netminders in this game.
And Patrick Waugh had a lot of Detroit beef out in front of him. Both Darren McCarty and Brendan Shanahan were blocking and jamming in front, and that has been one of the keys to Detroit's power play of late. Real physical play in front.
Holstrom out there on the power play for Detroit. Holstrom called up in the middle of the month of January. Power play has got 47 seconds left on it. They've got Eisenman working along the blue line. That's Fedorov. Fedorov dished it off in front. Looking. Fedorov. Great passing. Centering pass at the side of the net. They're really tic-tac passing on this one. At the point, that shot deflected in on Wise, able to knock it away to the side. Out in front of the net, it has been Thomas Holstrom, who's been banged around there, standing up in front of Patrick Wise, taking the hits from Yui Kruk right now. Fetisov on top. Slava drops it off. Shot there, and that one went wide on the short side. Not getting it on net. Eisenman trying to hold it in, couldn't, as Yui Kruk clears it out.
Oh, here we go. There's another penalty, and I think it might be against Kruk. Holmstrom went up to him, and Yui Kruk swung around with his stick. Yep, it's going to be against Colorado.
A delayed call. Shot in. Waugh makes the save. Still a delayed call. Extra skater out there for Detroit. They've got a 2-man advantage skating here. Tipped away by Guzarov. Still waiting for a whistle. Bill McCreary saying you got to control it. Finally, they do. Another penalty coming up. That first penalty has expired. 1-0 Wings.
How to speak Australian.
Elbows down, keep it quiet. That's it, mate. And Mum moves in.
Marriage counsellor. Beer. Foster's Australian for beer.
Dodge Stratus and Dodge Ram have just received the prestigious J.D. Power & Associates Appeal Award. Stratus tied for most appealing entry midsize car, and Ram receiving the award for the second year in a row as most appealing full-size pickup. The Appeal Award comes from the most knowledgeable automotive experts of all, consumers. Frankly, we're tickled. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
It has arrived. The day when you stop listening to the tales of other lives lived and begin the odyssey that will be your story. When you find the destiny to which you were born, all you need to bring with you is your honor, your courage, and your commitment. It's your journey. Make it a good one. Call 1-800-USA-NAVY. Let the journey begin.
How to speak Australian. Locksmith. Beer. Foster's Australian for beer.
So the guy says, I said cleaner, not wiener.
In the coolest game on earth, winning the face-off is critical. A skilled center, like Mike Ricci, moves into the circle for the one-on-one showdown using the timing of a gunfighter, the hand speed of a boxer.
Oh, look. Midgets on horses flying kites.
And the craftiness of a pickpocket.
ESPN's coverage of National Hockey Night is brought to you by the new Dodge. It's about change. By Purolator to protect your engine. Remember, pure oil now, pure oil later. Purolator. And by the U.S. Navy. Navy, let the journey begin. Huey Krug gets a roughing call at 16:53. The first three power plays of this game went to the Avs. Now, three in a row for Detroit. And it'll be chased down at the other end as the Avs clear it out.
I don't know if I want to mess with Detroit's power play. They got 4 last night in San Jose. They've gotten 1 here so far. 5 in 2 games. That is officially hot.
They are red hot on a power play that started 0 for 33 at the beginning of this year. It has moved all the way up to number 4 in the league. And they got another one going here. Centering pass for Yzerman, blocked back into the corner. Lidstrom on top. Nicholas Lidstrom, a big blast from that defenseman when he shoots it. Near side Shanahan, one-timed it over to Larionov. McCarty's in front of the net. Larionov, you see the Avs staying back. They are keeping a very tight box alignment on their penalty-killing unit. And it worked there as they deflected a pass, and Keane feathers it down.
Not a bad play to tighten up a bit because Detroit threaded needles and passes through the box on the first power play. And they've really changed up their points of attack. Detroit doesn't come at you the same way twice in a row. It's hard to defend against.
Bit ironic, Detroit would be 15th on the power play at home, and on the road, they are 3rd best. That's where they've made it count. They've got one here in this one. Near side for Shanahan. Shanahan looking. Power play still on. 49 seconds. Centered. McCarty. Fedorov. Covered up by Waugh. Brian Engblom with us here in Denver. Brian?
Watch Shanahan call for the puck. This is all power play stuff. He'll get a couple of good shots here, all of them on net. And it's a 1-0 hockey game, folks. And this is the Brendan Shanahan goal. His 44th goal of the season, 20th on the power play. He makes it look so easy right off the faceoff into the net. Detroit 1-0, guys.
4th and goals coming into this game for Brendan Shanahan.
I'm glad we saw that replay because I had given Steve Yzerman credit for the faceoff. It was Shanahan that in fact won it and then finished off his own good faceoff.
Fedorov on the face-off here, loses that one to Stefan Yell. Adam Foote tried to clear around, didn't get it. Mike Keane moves over and levels Konstantinov. Konstantinov thought he was going to go after the puck. Instead, he went after him. Power play down to 33 seconds. Avs short-handed. Colorado back. Here's Yell. Yell moving up at Tisov. Got the angle. Short-handed! And it's deflected wide. Konstantinov came back and got Stefan Yell.
Did he get him? Man, did he hit him.
Came from the other side of the ice. Cleared out of the zone by Keane. Osgood. Both teams change it up on the fly. National Hockey Night in Denver. 2 of the best teams in the NHL. Colorado #1 and Detroit 6th overall in the league. Adam Foote deflected it behind the nets. 3 left on the power play. Wanted to clear. Colorado. Deadmarsh did not get it out. Centered wide side. Detroit power play is over. Centering pass deflected. And the Avs are back at full strength with 1 minute left to go in the period. 3-on-2. Deadmarsh on the right. Moving back in the middle. Sakic! Great save by Osgood. Sakic's centering pass comes to the point. Buick Group comes back to get it. Great chance right there for Colorado. Here's Draper. Chris Draper will send that out of the zone. Detroit will change. Great opportunity right there for Sakic. After the penalty had expired, they got a 3-on-2 the other way. Pass partially deflected. Intercepted Maltby, held it in. Sakic goes down trying to get it out. Sakic goes to the corner for it. He gets roped from behind by Tomas Sandstrom. Penalty coming up here. Joey Koser, Sakic, and now everybody.
Yep. It's, oh man, well, Claude Lemieux is without his visor now, but it wasn't his own doing. I don't know who it was from Detroit, reached around and ripped it off. But it steadily heats up. The temperature continues to rise here. Started out kind of tame. The big muscle guy started for both teams, and it is just kind of steadily heated.
34 minutes in penalties so far here in the first period. We will add to that.
I think it was Ozelinch, perhaps, that Joe Koser kind of raked into the boards to start that whole scrum.
Once these start, these two teams don't want to separate because nobody wants any kind of a back-down position here in this game.
It will be the kind of game where we will learn a lot about the hairstyles underneath the helmets. Mark Crawford chose not to suit up Brent Severin, one of his great big tough guys. As Kirk Maltby was fighting for the puck, there's Koser and Ozelinch. No, it was Joe Sakic that got in there, and then Ozelinch on Koser. Joe Koser made a pretty good play here. Ozelinch, he held off Ozelinch. Pretty good play, except Bill McCreary put his arm up when that happened. So I suspect, depending on what else happens, that Colorado might end up with a power play here. Still, I wonder if we can tell who this is that rips off the helmet. I'll take that, thank you. Kirk Maltby, 18 in red.
Remember, this is the first time Detroit has had the opportunity to go at Claude Lemieux on the ice since last year in the conference playoffs and the injury to Draper in that controversial hit. Lemieux missed the first two games, himself injured this year. So that's why the big build-up for this game. Claude and Draper will both go off here. Only 21 seconds remaining in this period. Interesting to note that Bill McCreary, the referee tonight, was also the referee in Game 6 of the Western Conference playoffs when the incident occurred between Lemieux and Draper. So the league, this is not an accident that he is here refereeing this game. He was assigned this game.
Scotty Bowman's not disappointed, neither is Mark Crawford. Bill McCreary is, if not at the top, as #1 in the NHL, in my opinion, he is at least right up there.
This is the incident from last year that has been much discussed. Claude Lemieux, Game 6, hit Draper, drove him into the boards. He ended up with a fractured jaw, a fractured cheekbone, a broken nose, a 30-stitch cut, 5 misaligned teeth. Lemieux was thrown out of the game. Interesting, if you look on your left, Gary Bettman. He got a 2-game suspension. Scotty didn't like it. So he and Mark Crawford had some verbal tangles after that in the paper.
Gary, when this game started, even before it started for the warm-up, Chris Osgood, the goalie, as usually happens, came onto the ice first from the Detroit door, and Chris Draper came shooting out of that door like he was shot out of a cannon. The adrenaline has built steadily since that injury for Chris Draper.
There is a power play here for the Avalanche. It will be their 4th of the game. The extra 2 went to Joey Koser for roughing. Lemieux got a 10-minute, Draper got a 10-minute, and Maltby got a 10-minute. The only minor is Koser's 2. So the power play here for the Avs will be their 4th power play opportunity of the game. They trail 1-0. Shanahan almost had empty ice in front of him, but the clock was chipping down, and it's over. We've completed a period. The only goal in a power play at 14:30, Brendan Shanahan got it, his 44th. McCarty and Lidstrom had it, the assists on that power play goal, and after one here in Denver, the Detroit Red Wings have a 1-0 lead, even though they've been outshot unofficially at the moment, 12-9 by the Avalanche in this game.
Unleash the beast. Unleash the beast. Yeah! Milwaukee's best.
simple structure make a car more fun? Well, if you work at it. The cross members in the undercarriage of a Dodge Stratus make the rail stiffer, which make the frame stronger, which make the ride better, and make the car more fun to drive. You can be sure we've been working on the rail all the livelong day. Dodge Stratus. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you and get $1,000 cash savings on Stratus.
Jenny, would you do me the honor? No. Jen, babe, you, me, prom. Yeah. Hi, hello. How you doing? Nope.
Kelly Springfield tires are designed to go a long way.
No. Jenny, would you go to the prom with me?
And we've got the warranties to prove it, so go.
Jenny, will you go to the prom with me? Oh. And can I use your phone? My car's out of gas.
Kelly Springfield. Get every mile you can out of life.
When Quaker State-sponsored Jeff Gordon finished first at the Daytona 500, maybe it was luck. And maybe when Quaker State teammate Terry Labonte came in second, it was just another good day at the track. But with Quaker State's Ricky Craven coming in third, you just have to wonder, is there something special in this team's blood or in their engines? Quaker State, the quality the Hendricks Racing Team demands, the quality your car deserves. Quaker State, a clean sweep at Daytona.
Unleash the beast. Unleash the beast. Milwaukee's best.
You're watching National Hockey Night on ESPN from the McNichols Sports Arena in Denver, home of the Colorado Avalanche, the Stanley Cup champions, taking on the Detroit Red Wings for the third time this season. However, previous two meetings, Detroit has lost them both. Detroit finishing up a 6-game road trip here tonight against the Avalanche, who won their last game against Pittsburgh on Friday. Due to time constraints, we'll move to action later in the game, coming up right after these commercial messages.
Do you want to make more money? Of course, we all do. So find out how easy it is to train at home for a better career. At ICS, more than 10 million men and women have trained for job promotions and new careers without ever setting foot inside a classroom. And now at home in your spare time, you can get your career diploma or even your degree. Choose from any one of these courses. High school TV VCR repair, computer programming, electrician, animal care specialist, auto mechanics, PC repair, medical transcriptionist, legal assistant, medical office assistant, learning the personal computer, dental assistant, electronics, or get your degree. You can major in business management or accounting. So call the ICS toll-free number, and we'll send you one of these exciting career packs absolutely free. Your career pack explains how easy it is to train at home through ICS to get a better job. Here are those courses again, so call today for free information.
Call now for free information with no obligation. Call 1-800-220-9978, 1-800-220-9978. Call now.
So, Peter, now that you've won the Stanley Cup, have you guys gotten soft? Are you slacking off or what?
No, we're still same group, so... Ow! What are you doing there? Lori, get over there and do it, please.
Do I have to buff them too, Petey?
Yeah, you do. Thank you.
This is the McNichols Arena in downtown Denver, home of the Stanley Cup champion Avs. Right now they're trailing. Brendan Shanahan's power play goal has given the Red Wings a 1-0 lead. Let's check in with Brian Engblom. Brian?
Well, Gary, if there's one word in the world of sports that really gets fans buzzing, it's the word dynasty. And the NHL has had their share of dynasties over the years. The people here in Denver think they're seeing the start of one. If we're going to measure this Colorado team, we need to go back no further than the middle of the May 80s, Glenn Sather's Edmonton Oilers. What a hockey team they were. 5 Stanley Cups from 83 to 90. Up front, Wayne Gretzky, the greatest player of all time. Joe Sakic is just like a part ghost, part magician. He's the engine of this team. Mark Messier, the power forward, the heart and soul of the club. Peter Forsberg does what he has to do for this Colorado team. Paul Coffey, speed to burn and scoring power. Sandis Ozolinsh does the same thing for this team right now. And back in net, Grant Fuhr was the wall. Unbelievable. Patrick Waugh is already an icon. The Edmonton Oilers have already been there. Colorado Avalanche is on the way.
And Brian, from up here, it seemed that the comparisons were probably right on in the power forward department because it was a physical first period.
You're absolutely right, Bill. And we came up with some pretty good highlights to show you to compare Mark Messier and Peter Forsberg. Here's Messier back in the 80s. Look at the puck control. He's still doing that at age 36. Here's Peter Forsberg in the first period. Look familiar? Watch the power game. Mark Messier back in the 80s, right over top of people. Peter Forsberg will do the same thing. Confrontational in everybody's face. He doesn't care. He will do whatever he has to do. That's our Hockey Night Spotlight.
What made Mark Messier hard to play against is that he had another guy in his wing named Glenn Anderson that was tough to play against and a pretty ruthless player. Well, Peter Forsberg has a guy riding shotgun on his side named Claude Lemieux. Anybody that has followed the NHL over the last few years know how tough Claude Lemieux is to play against.
10-minute misconducts were issued late in that first period in 1938, so we've got Draper and Maltby and Lemieux still with time to serve. There is Pierre Lacroix, who has really masterminded some great moves.
Gary, this team was built for the present, and believe it or not, the future is intact as well. Pierre Lacroix has 3 first-round draft choices in 1998. Doesn't stop there. He's got 3 second-round picks in 1998. That is 6 choices in the first 2 rounds for this team. So present and future accomplished.
They are in great shape, and we are underway. In the second period, here we go. Sakic's got it. Power play for the Avalanche. They've got 1:30 right now left on it. Sakic, Ricci got tied up, and it'll be brought out. Power play opportunity for the Avs, who've not been able to convert on their power play chances yet in this game. Mike Ricci along the wall. Shut that one down. Poked away to the near side. Waiting to set it up. Sakic in the middle, open his shot, deflected, went off the defenseman and rolled deep. And that will bring Patrick Waugh out of the net to play it. And Sandis Ozolinsh will take it back. Ozolinsh starts it up. This Avs power play has been outstanding. 3rd best in the league, 3rd at home, 2nd on the road. But Detroit penalty killers here in this game so far have been able to deny them relatively easily. Again, cleared the length of the ice. Waugh had man right in front of him, Larionov, so he fed that off. They come back up ice with 39 left on the advantage. Full house on hand here in Denver. Kaminsky in. Kaminsky dropped it for Young, intercepted, and Larionov clears it out.
Wow, not much success for Colorado in the power play, but oh, look at this.
All alone, Shanahan hit the crossbar. Patrick Waugh made the save, and Shanahan's shot went off the crossbar. He was all alone, short-handed. Remember that one. Back the other way comes Ozolinsh. Ozolinsh in. Ozolinsh went all the way around. Uwe Krupp was moving down the blue.
Ozolinsh passed it to where he was supposed to be. And guess what? He wasn't there.
And neither was Uwe Krupp. And the penalty's over. And so is the power play for the Avs. Detroit back at full strength. They are offside on that one. 0 for 4 for the Avs on the advantage tonight.
Well, I was about to say that the Lanche have come close on a couple of real nifty plays on their power play, but Detroit has gotten just a piece of it. While I was in the middle of that is when Brendan Shanahan executed this steal. Sandis Ozolinsh took it a little easy in his attempted pass to Uwe Krupp. Patrick Waugh got a piece of this. It went off Patrick Waugh and then the crossbar, and that was enough. Looked like it went right off Patrick Waugh's arm or his glove hand. And that was enough. So credit Patrick Waugh with the save, with a little help from the crossbar.
44 goals for Shanahan already. He's picked one up here in this game on the power play and leads them with 3 shorthanded goals as well. Detroit and Colorado have each scored 9 shorthanded goals. Colorado's given up 11. Among the top 6 given up in the league, while Detroit's given up only 4. Faceoff comes back out at center. Late line changes made. Stepan Yell was on the draw. Detroit's Fedorov here to push that into the zone. McCarty will send it deeper behind the net. Uwe Krupp came over to get it. Fedorov was there with him. Fedorov the loose puck. McCarty set up in front. See, they like to go to when they can get it down low. It's a 5-on-5 situation. The Avs able to knock it away. Rene Corbet. Then is intercepted as well. Sent back up. Knocked away by Lefebvre. McCarty's got to wait. Fedorov was offside. Uwe Krupp will chase this one down into the corner. Detroit trying to win their first against the Avs this season, having lost the first 2. And they'll be meeting again before the regular season's over. McCarty got it in. Yzerman was there to take it away. Steve Yzerman out to Darren McCarty. And Detroit wanted to change, so they let it go.
Oh, man. Did Steve Yzerman ever clip Rene Corbet? And now McCarty's going after Corbet over by the Colorado bench.
He found him.
Well, Bill McCreary hasn't called anything yet, but Corbet's he's just taking a beating. Now, Corbet got whacked at least 6 times and didn't retaliate. Steve Yzerman was the first guy to get him with a straight left to the chops.
Patrick was way down there. And Osgood will come out. Bill McCreary's coming out and warning both of them to just stand there and talk.
Patrick looked like he was talking to Osgood right away.
Waugh will have an excuse that he was going to the bench on a delayed penalty. However, he went well beyond the first door.
So he got confused. That will be his story. Darren McCarty without his jersey. McCarty went over to kind of take up the fight with Corbet from Steve Yzerman, but Corbet hadn't done anything. Yzerman just poked him real hard, right in the yap.
He chased him from one side of the ice to the other in order to find him. There's Corbet.
There's Steve Yzerman. This is how it started. Right there. See, Corbet reached for his mouth right away because Steve Yzerman got him with a pretty good clip. And then it got worse.
Ooh. A couple of pretty good shots put in there.
Real good. And a couple of pretty good poker hands and poker faces. I mean, especially Corbet, because they stood there with their arms at their sides. And Rene Corbet just tried to stare him down. Tough to do against Darren McCarty.
We'll let Bill McCreary work this out. While he's doing that, we'll take you to our own fighter, Steve Levy.
Oh, Gal, you know I'm a lover, not a fighter. The new Dodge taking us first to Dallas, the Penguins and the Stars. Darryl Sador would pop one by Patrick Lalline. That would put Dallas up by a score of 2-0. Now the new Dodge, very busy these days, taking us to Tampa Bay. The Leafs and Lightning. Wendell Clark already has a goal. Now he's got a helper, Steve Sullivan. 2-0 Leafs, guys.
Steve, the last thing I'd do is interfere with your, well, you know.
And by the way, Steve, a lot of ladies have sent their best and told us to make sure that at least tonight on the air we say hello to you from them.
And don't get cut. Bill McCreary still down there sorting this out. The Red Wings have the 1-0 lead. We're just underway here in the second period. A little over 2.5 minutes into it. And piling up the penalties. What do we have, Randy, in the first? I stopped at 34 in the count on that. We had 66 penalty minutes in the first period. And we're going to add a pretty good group of those right here. Want to remind you our coverage of the National Hockey League on National Hockey Night next Sunday. We'll have these Avs on the road. They will be taking on the Flyers, and that will be at 8 o'clock. The Philadelphia Flyers right now struggling a little bit with some question marks about who's going to be there with Lindros and company when the playoffs come. Next Sunday, we'll see if LeClaire, Lindros, they are up there among goal scorers and point people in the NHL.
John LeClaire sure hasn't struggled one bit since day one.
Philadelphia, however, has dropped officially starting the day into third place behind New Jersey and Buffalo. That game will be seen in Colorado next week. We'll have it for you on ESPN's National Hockey Night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time from Philadelphia. 2:39 will be the time of the calls. Yzerman for Detroit, 2 for roughing. McCarty, 2 for roughing. And a bench penalty for Detroit. Too many men on the ice. Corbet will get 2 for the Avs. It is a 2-man advantage.
That was a direct right. And Darren McCarty stood there and let Corbet hit him back. That was pretty interesting. And then he said, here I go. Look at Mark Crawford. He is saying you got 6 guys on the ice. You know what? Detroit might have escaped with kind of a bonus just getting a minor penalty. Of course, if it had erupted into a full-blown fight, then they would have had a major problem. I mean, that's suspension material when you got a guy that slips onto the ice and enters one of those altercations.
Bill McCreary talking with Kevin Collins there, and Dan McCord had just backed out of the picture. Well, here's a big advantage right here for the Avalanche.
Now, Colorado got nothing, or did
they got a 2-man advantage?
Okay.
Corbet got 2 for roughing, but that's it. And so a 2-man advantage coming up here. They got to put somebody with a bench minor. Holstrom will come over and serve that.
5 guys for Detroit in the penalty box. SRO, standing room only right here.
Bench is a little short here, remember. We still got Draper and Maltby for Detroit with their 10-minute misconducts. And Claude Lemieux is also on the bench with a 10-minute misconduct. All right, a big chance for the Avs, who are down 1-0. They've got a 2-man advantage with those minors going up at the same time. Kaminsky, Ozolinsh. Young's in front of him. Scott Young, 5-on-3. Deadmarsh, Kaminsky, offside.
Huge. That is big. That really plays into a penalty killing unit's hands when you commit an offside like that on a 5-on-3. Now, if Detroit can win the draw and get it down the ice, that's going to eat up more of the time. They ate off 16 seconds so far, and Scotty Bowman is going with his real quick reactors and finesse guys, and Shanahan and Fedorov and Nicholas Lindstrom. No muscle out there.
You see the Avs on the power play, and the Avs need the power play to be effective if they are going to beat Detroit. Because over the past couple of seasons, it's only been when they get the power play that they win. During 95-96, they went 1 for 18 on the power play and ended up 1 and 3. 95-96 in the playoffs, 7 for 26 and went 4 and 2. And they've continued it this year using the power play to pick up 2 wins against Detroit. Ozolinsh guns it in, 2-man advantage. Played back up on the near side, Kaminsky. Kaminsky looking out in front. Leaves it. Young shot deflected. Not on net. The save made by Osgood, and it's clear.
How about Patrick Law, right out of the net to start it up the other way to Ozolinsh.
Still the 2-man advantage for another minute 5. Brought back in by Ozolinsh. They got to regroup at center again. Ozolinsh will try again. Ozolinsh in. Ozolinsh drops it back. Young, the shot, and he missed it. He missed the net. Shot it hard on the short side, but it was up and over the top. Lidstrom had it. Lidstrom backs it around. Young over there to get it. 43 on the 2-man advantage. Young fakes it. Inside. Deadmarsh scores!
What a play. I don't care how good your penalty killers are. When you don't have enough people out there, this kind of execution is going to get you every time. What a pass by Joe Sakic. Nicholas Lidstrom tried to get it out of the zone with the hard around. It did not work. Watch, pass Scott Young down to the left to Joe Sakic to Adam Deadmarsh. When you've only got 3 penalty killers, you don't have enough time to get to the shooter. Watch Shanahan. He wants to move to the shooter. That's Deadmarsh. Can't. Great pass by Sakic. Great finish by Deadmarsh.
Not much he's going to do, and he's down 2, and 38 seconds will remain on a 5-on-4 power play still. Deadmarsh gets the goal, his 29th. Sakic and Young at 4:01. Now for Deadmarsh, he's had 10 of his 29 goals have given his team the lead. 5 of his goals have tied the score, which is what that one did. He not only has been prolific, setting a new high in goals, they have been important goals for this Avs team. It's a 1-1 game. 19 left on the Detroit penalty. Now it's a 5-on-4 power play. Forsberg dropped it over. Ozolinsh in. Ozolinsh charging the net. Backed it in for Jones. His shot deflected. Konstantinov got a piece, and it's cleared out. Game tied at 1. Well, there's the power play we were talking about. The Avs need to get going to score. They do. To tie it up.
Boy, was that an interesting
away to center. Behind the play.
Patrick Law moved that up again. He's really being aggressive trying to get the puck up, but he got it to Ozolinsh, who was standing right in front of the penalty box door.
Here comes Larionov in, and he shot it wide. Larionov on Patrick Law as the penalty expired. He was hanging at the line and got there. Here comes Forsberg. Forsberg, the shot, save made. Rebound set. Right there, but out of the zone as nobody was there to get the rebound. Here again. Larionov drops it back. Shot there, missed wide shot side as Patrick Waugh didn't know where that shot had gone off McCarty's stick. Detroit plays it back into the middle of Fave is there. And here come the Avs. Yell's got a little room. Yell went down, but I don't think anybody tripped him.
I wonder if he caught his skate on Mike Keane. He went right by his teammate.
Rebound comes back to McCarty at center. Both teams will change it up on the fly. Played in behind the net by Lefebvre. Game tied at 1-1. Shots 14-9 in favor of the Avs. This will be touched up on the icing call at the other end by the Red Wings.
Remember at the start of this period, Brendan Shanahan had a breakaway. Well, Mr. Money, the clutch goaltender, made a big save at a big time, and that's why it's 1-1 right now.
Can MasterCard help stop a thief? Any credit card can make you feel secure when you have it, but how many can protect you as well as MasterCard when they're lost or stolen? The answer lies in the tamper-resistant panel that MasterCard pioneered. It makes a stolen credit card practically useless, and your MasterCard even more secure.
This is lacking, man. Oh, I don't know why. Who told you about this place? Guy at work. We've been here an hour. Music's great, huh? Have you looked around lately? What? Where are the women, man? Huh? Who told you about this place? Frank. Accounts payable, Frank, or account services, Frank? Account services, Frank.
Dodge Stratus and Dodge Ram have just received the prestigious J.D. Power & Associates Appeal Award. Stratus tied for most appealing entry midsize car, and Ram receiving the award for the second year in a row as most appealing full-size pickup. The Appeal Award comes from the most knowledgeable automotive experts of all, consumers. Frankly, we're tickled. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Polished brass has always had one problem. Until now. Delta introduces Brilliance, the extraordinary new polished brass finish that's guaranteed to shine for life. New Brilliance from Delta, the faucet.
Your wish came true.
You mean you have to tell the truth?
From the director of The Nutty Professor.
I object!
Overruled.
Good call!
Jim Carrey.
I can't lie!
Liar, Liar. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
ESPN's coverage of National Hockey Night is brought to you by Heineken, America's #1 imported beer. By MasterCard, the official card of the NHL. By the new Dodge, it's about change. And by McDonald's. Have you had your break today? Great to have you with us on National Hockey Night. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, Brian Engblom here in Denver. And we welcome all of you Denver fans who are joining us here in the local market for this game. Colorado scored another goal here. That is their 96th goal in the second period. They have scored more second period goals than any other team in the NHL. Deadmarsh has gotten one here to tie this game up. Fedorov able to hold it into the corner. Adam Foote over there. Holstrom banging up against the boards. He is some tough. Look at Thomas Holstrom kick away. Got it back up to the point. This is not a power play here. The teams are at full strength. And a penalty behind the play. It'll be on the Avs. And Adam Foote is a marked man, and the officials move in to keep Martin Lapointe away from him.
It's kind of a delayed call, Gary. Bill McCreary saw it happen and then started skating away. And then when Fedorov went down and clutched his face, he went for it. Scotty wants something else, but it looks like there is a nick on the eyelid, or above the eye, left eye of Sergei Fedorov.
Scotty calling. You saw Billy wants you to come look and say, look, he's cut.
When Fedorov had made a great play at the blue line to keep this play alive, and then when the play went down low, oh, you know what? It was the stick. It was the swat by Adam Foote, and not the push into the boards that hit him. I thought it was a left-hand poke. Watch the stick. Right there. And Fedorov didn't register until Adam Foote kind of hit him with his gloves into the boards, and that's why it looked like it was the hit and not the stick.
A double minor. That's why Scotty wanted him over there, so that he could see that he was cut and wanted the extra 2 minutes. In fact, probably wanted the 5, but they're not going to get that.
See that drop of blood? I mean, as he was talking to Bill McCreary, his cut on cue bled down his cheek. Perfect.
Boxing has a cut man in order to stop it. In hockey, you have a cut man to start it before the official gets over there. It is a big 4-minute chance, though, for the Wings.
Real big. He's cut. Look at him. Hey, Billy, he's cut. Just wanted to bring it to your attention. And who wouldn't? This is right. It's a huge advantage. And look, Mark Crawford saying, look, how can you listen to Scotty Bowman? You know, just because he's yapping at you, you can't listen to him, Mark Crawford says.
See, he's saying that Bill McCurry's listening to Scotty Bowman, but Scotty's got every right to point that out.
Absolutely. Sure. What are you going to not tell him that your player's bleeding? Absolutely. And what are you going to do if you're Mark Crawford? Not complain about Scotty telling him? Sure.
He'd do the same thing. But these two continue their running gun battles. Off the face-off here, a 4-minute power play opportunity for the Red Wings with Adam Foote out of there. We're down to 13:47 left to go, and I keep reminding you names you're not hearing. You've got those 10-minute misconducts from the end of the first period. Draper, Maltby, and Lemieux, who are sitting there watching all of this. They've not been able to play here in the second period. Bill McCurry probably is not happy that happened. Lidstrom drops it back wide side. 5-on-4 power play potentially for 4 minutes here. Detroit and the Avs are tied at 1 apiece. Eisenman drops it near side for Larionov. Larionov looking when McCarty set up in front of the net.
Boy, Stefan Yell would love to have his stick.
Shot Shanahan and a save made. Patrick Waugh. Back up on top. See Yell without the stick. Stick over here on the near side boards. Eisenman back on top. Nicholas Lidstrom. Eisenman the one-timer batted away by McCarty. The face-off will come out of the zone. Let's check in with Steve Levy. Steve.
Gary, the new Dodge this time takes us to Anaheim. The Flames and the Mighty Ducks. Ducks had a 1-0 lead over the Flames. Robert Reichel gets it back, the one-timer on the power play, his 16th. That made it 1-1. Then, watch a pretty play. Brian Bellows to Joe Sacco, one-time pass to a one-time shot from Sean Pronger.
Oh, the battle for playoff points. Flames look to slow down the surging Mighty Ducks. Steve will have more highlights from that game in Texas. Stars in Pittsburgh. NBA action on the hardwood. All coming up. Our second intermission.
So many of the little things make a difference. Stefan Yell had to kill all of his time on that penalty kill without a stick. He lost it on the faceoff, and the reason he couldn't pick it up is that Igor Larionov shot it out to the blue line. Bill McCurry didn't see it. You're not allowed to do that, but I mean, if you can get away with it, you do it.
You do it like you're just pushing it out of your way so you can keep on skating. And you shoved the damn thing about all the way to China.
All the way to Vail, Colorado.
Game is tied at 1-1. Detroit still has 2:51 remaining on this 4-minute power play. Fedorov tried to bring it into the zone. Good play, Forsberg, and knocked it away. Peter Forsberg teaming up with Adam Deadmarsh to intercept and drive it back the other way. Fetisov and Konstantinov out there in the power play. This is not the Russian unit. The point is out there. Cleared back into the corner. So is 23-year-old Tomas Holmstrom. Yo! Up the far side. Fetisov steps up. Couldn't hold it in. It'll be Konstantinov back to get it. Short-handed chance almost. Tip passing at center. Fedorov trying to get it in, and he lost it. Turned back the other way. Deadmarsh for his second. He scores! Short-handed goal!
Feeling just like I have seen this play before. Wasn't it in Game 6 that Adam Deadmarsh crossed the blue line, and from right about here in his off wing, he just ripped one in for a huge Colorado goal. Deadmarsh is so dangerous on the off wing because he tees it up and rips it so quickly. Konstantinov tried to get a stick in front of it, and Chris Osgood had a big 5-hole, and he just couldn't close it off.
The 10th short-handed goal for Colorado. 3 of them have been scored by Deadmarsh. And again, this big second period for Colorado gives them a 2-1 lead. 7:49 the time of it. A short-handed goal. He's got a short-handed and a power play goal for Adam Deadmarsh. Still, over 2 minutes left on the power play. Lidstrom deflected wide. Detroit's still on the advantage. McCarty set up in front. The attempt to get it to him, and Shanahan batted away. Lidstrom knocks it down. Larionov took Keane down. Lidstrom shot it wide. Shanahan batted it away. Keane and Shanahan do better. Good job by Shanahan to keep it alive. Knocked out of the air and out of the zone. What a play by Yell.
Tremendous play by Yell, Gary. He didn't block the shot when Lidstrom shot it over the net, but he forced Lidstrom to shoot it over the net.
Short-handed again. Stefan Yell. His shot. That deflects off the defenseman out in front. Colorado trying to get a line change here. They may get caught. They're rushing out on the ice. They've got him out there, and there's the back checking to prove it. Just came off the bench. Adam Deadmarsh got out there in time on the back check to knock it away. Minute 14 left on the Detroit power play. A 4-minute power play. They have given up a short-handed goal, only the 5th they've given up all year. And the Avs have it again. Colorado's Huey Krug. Tripped on the turn. Peter Forsberg. Forsberg triple-teamed over here. Poked it away. Fedorov got it out. Into the zone. Kozlov shot saved made by Waugh and cleared by Dedmeyer. He has done everything in this game. Fedorov comes back at center, down to 35 on the Detroit advantage. Kozlov tipped that away. Konstantinov giving chase. Corbett's right behind him. Rouse on the fire, Fetisov on the far side. Passes off the boards. Lefebvre.
You know, both of the penalty-killing units in this game have literally outworked the power plays, and that has been the difference. Even though there's been a power play goal, a couple of them, the penalty killers have been great.
Great hit, far side shot, and Patrick Waugh makes the save. 8 seconds left on the power play. Opportunity by Joey Koser, of all people, and a penalty coming up here. Probably a charge. A frustrated Aaron Ward came charging down the left wing. And with 2 seconds left on the Avs penalty, Detroit is going to draw one.
Now, I think you're right, Gary. I think it'll be a charge. He just kept his legs churning all the way into the corner. Never let up. Yep. Charge.
9:57 to go. We're in the second period. Avs will have a power play.
Our engineers gave it the largest interior in its class. They made room for the biggest engine available and specified the longest wheelbase. Then they added one more surprise, the taut, precise steering feel of a sports sedan. So when Sport Truck Magazine named the new Dodge Dakota Sport Truck of the Year, we were honored, but not surprised. The new Dodge Dakota. It's full of surprises.
Change that stupid lock and hide the key. If I'd known for just 1 second, you'd be back to bother me. Now go and go. Walk out the door. Yeah, I will survive as long as I had a love. I'll know I'll stay alive. I've got all my love to give, and I got all my life to live. I'll survive. Yeah, I'll survive. I'll survive. Yeah, hey, hey, survive. Woo! Yeah.
Can MasterCard help stop a thief? Any credit card can make you feel secure when you have it, but how many can protect you as well as MasterCard when they're lost or stolen? The answer lies in the tamper-resistant panel that MasterCard pioneered. It makes a stolen credit card practically useless, and your MasterCard even more secure.
What'd you get? Chicken nugget. Mine? Chicken nugget. No.
Wendy's 5-piece crispy chicken nuggets are such a great deal at 99 cents.
Oh, what?
Everybody's eating them.
At 99 cents, you might want to order 2.
Get 5 Wendy's chicken nuggets now, just 99 cents every day.
Ice Sport, the cool, fresh scent of exhilaration. An aftershave and deodorants, new from Aquavelva.
Inside its armrest are storage compartments. The map pockets are thoughtfully divided. Its roomy rear seats have under-seat bins. And the bed converts into a shelf. In the all-new Dakota, even the conveniences have conveniences. The new Dodge Dakota. It's full of surprises.
Steve Levy back in our National Hockey Night studios. The new Dodge taking us to Dallas. The Stars, the Penguins. Sergei Zubov the shot. They give it to Mike Modano on the goal, his second of the game. 3-0 Dallas. Then make that 4-0. How about Greg Adams on the beauty? Pens have since scored. It's 4-1. Back to Gary and Bill.
What is going to save Pittsburgh is a good beginning of the year. They've got 71 points. Hartford, the team chasing them, has 64. If the season was going to be a little longer, Pittsburgh would be in deep trouble. They may be in a little even as it is. That will be cleared into the zone. Avs have the power play. Ward, the charging call came at 10:03. So Detroit, a 4-minute advantage, got credited with 2 shots on the 4-minute power play. Short-handed. Red Wings will try it. Draper, save made by Waugh. Rebound set at the side of the net. Well, Chris Draper, 2-on-1 chance. AVALANChe, better not to have the power play so far in this period. Yeah, be whistled on the offside. Talking about trying to make the playoffs, Vancouver Canucks taking on the Colorado Avalanche on the deuce. This will be coming your way Tuesday at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific. You'll see these Avs go against the Canuck team 5 points out of the playoffs right now with McGillney in town.
Major points. You know, we don't get a chance very often to spend time in one city, but we've got 2 deuce games and this one tonight. So the crew's all heading skiing tomorrow up to Copper Mountain. And if the people at Copper Mountain are as hospitable as those in Denver, we are going to have a great time. We understand the conditions are terrific.
It will be a great time with the weather the way it is. Great spring skiing. The temperatures in the 70s here in town and some good snow. Drop back to AVALANChe. 9:06 to go in this period. Power play underway for the Avs. It'll be wrapped around to the near side boards. For the Avs, this is going to be power play number 7. Wow. Looking out in front, Lemieux's back on the ice now, so those 10-minute misconducts have been served. So those guys are out of the box, and Claude Lemieux gets back out there and goes to work on the power play. Sakic. There's Lemieux from Forsberg. Dropped it off to Kaminsky. Got the angle. Kaminsky, the shot. What a save! What a save by Chris Osgood. He was down and reached up, and Kaminsky couldn't get it over him. He makes another save on Sakic. Rebound loose to the near side and brought out by Detroit. That was Kaminsky twice in front. And Osgood with huge saves to keep this lead at 2-1.
It's the way it should be. These 2 teams, along with Dallas, the premier teams in the Western Conference, Patrick Roy, robbed Chris Draper on that 2-on-1 point blank, and now Osgood's turn.
Power play is down to under 10 seconds. Kaminsky goes to the corner. Chris Osgood is running an undefeated streak, 6-0-2 in his last 8 games. Trailing in this one 2-1. Penalty's over. So the Detroit penalty killers took care of that one. There is Osgood, a young man who, no matter what he does, has to keep battling for his job under Scotty Bowman. Young chasing down. Young looking into the middle. Tried to get it there. Had it blocked. Cleared back up the boards. McCarty swung around hard. Deadmarsh came away with a puck. Line change is completed here. Intended for Corbet. Goes into the zone, though, and Rouse comes back to get it. Rouse drops it in front of his own netminder that time. Good job of checking up ice here. That time by the Avs. Shanahan with McCarty. McCarty, the turnaround shot. Save made. Wow will hang on with Larionov moving in. A 2-1 lead for the Avs.
It has been 2 months since Chris Osgood played games on consecutive days. Last night, he played till 10 to midnight against San Jose. The altitude here, will it affect him? So far, nothing has affected Chris Osgood. Fantastic getting over to take it away from Kaminsky.
If you really want to get into baseball, then get Baseball Weekly. You'll get the most timely Major League team notes with up-to-date player stats and box scores. Expert advice for fantasy players to win your league. An insider's view of big league baseball. Minor league reports on top Major League prospects. A clubhouse page for younger fans. And much more. Subscribe now and get our 1997 Baseball Weekly Almanac free. You'll get complete stats from 96, championship wrap-ups, team-by-team reviews, and 97 previews at $12.95 value. So call now and you'll get 52 issues of Baseball Weekly delivered right to your door for just 77 cents an issue, plus the 1997 Almanac free with your paid order. So if you want the game, the whole game, and nothing but the game, get Baseball Weekly.
Tonight, the road to Manhattan gets a little rougher when 16 becomes 8. The NIT. Second round coverage tonight at 7:30 on ESPN.
So enough about me. Tell me about yourself.
I lived in the 13th century.
Oh, really?
I was the wife of a peasant farmer in England. A lot of work.
Okay, that's interesting.
I prefer this life, though. It's a lot easier.
Well, I can imagine so. Electricity, plumbing.
Absolutely.
Listen, are there Are there any other lives I should know about?
In the 16th century, I was a man.
Okay.
Welcome back. The Avalanche leading at 7:16 to go here in this second period. Third matchup of the season for these two teams. Colorado's won the first two. Claude Lemieux's first game back to take on this Detroit team since Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals last year. That has caused an enormous amount of publicity about this game, and it has lived up to it. It has been a very physical but a very well-played game with some big, hard hits. Shanahan over to get it. Shanahan has the only Detroit goal. Got it on a power play in the first period. Avs have come back here in the second. Deadmarsh has two. One on a power play and one shorthanded. Give Colorado the lead. Backed out through the middle. At center, Detroit topping that one as Adam Foote sent it ahead. Puck still loose back in the Avs zone. They'll come back near side, up and out. Gusarov got it out of there. Chipped ahead for Keane. Keane moves it down the board. Stefan Yell in front of him. McLeod with him on this line. Detroit just pinned it up long enough to get control. Larionov comes the other way. Larionov to Shanahan. Shanahan, Larionov, and Darren McCarty. Relatively new line for this Detroit team that has worked very well together and created some offense. Back comes Yell. Yell will send that one in. Osgood will knock that one down. Osgood trying to catch him in a change up to McCarty. Avalanche racing hard to get out there. In the corner, Lefebvre, Maltby on his back. They collide on the far side. On the near side, though, it'll be cleared out by Gusarov for Sakic. Tisov is there. But Tisov didn't get it out of the zone. Second attempt. That will do it. Maltby got it out. And Detroit starts it up. Down the near wing side, Maltby. Maltby looking to the middle. Deflected off Draper. Draper working with Maltby and Joey Kocur on this line. We'll go back behind the net. Hang on. Gusarov chased by Maltby. Leaves it there. Draper moved in. Pushed around and out of the zone. And this will be an icing call on the touch by Fetisov. 5:44 left here. Second period. Our Head and Shoulders storyline on National Hockey Night. For the Avalanche against the Wings this season, the 2 wins. Shanahan 44. Got that on the power play goal. And Deadmarsh, chance for the trick tonight. He's already got 2.
Our Head and Shoulder replays. We're going to feature Adam Deadmarsh. A power play goal. Bang, bang, bang. Young to Sakic to Adam Deadmarsh. And in this rip shot short-handed, he can score so many ways. That's why he leads this Avalanche team in scoring. And of all the players that picked up the slack when both Peter Forsberg and Joe Sakic were down with injuries, this is the man that led the way, Adam Deadmarsh.
You see the 16 of his 30, one over half, have been game-tying or go-ahead goals, including both tonight. One tied it, one put him ahead. And a tremendous season, and it is a career high. Each one he adds a new high for him personally. Huey Krupp starts it out. Krupp trying to gain the red did, gains the blue. How far can I go? Huey Krupp can go all the way to the other boards. Now what do I do? And lost it. Picked up by Yzerman. Yzerman up for Kozlov. Kozlov trying to throw it around Kaminsky. Avs will get back on side. Peter Forsberg came out to get it. Forsberg has scored in his last 7 goals, 6 assists for him. Scoring streak in the NHL. Lemieux the intended. Back down there by Lidstrom. Cleared out of the zone. Forsberg put the hit on at the other end. He's still there with Lemieux. Lemieux sends it off the near side for Kaminsky. Kaminsky turning it to the middle. Decided to go back. Kaminsky. Kaminsky to Lemieux. Kicked at it. Rolled in, but covered up by Osgood. Claude Lemieux back out in front where he makes a living. Avalanche leading.
Introducing the Midas No-Nonsense Brake Sale, the biggest brake sale in our history. With any regularly priced brake service over $100, you get a $40 rebate. But hurry in. The $40 rebate ends March 30th.
And this is a guy thing, right?
Schick brings you the shaving system for sensitive skin.
Is this a sensitive part?
Designed to give a smooth shave with less irritation. Schick. Tracer FX.
The sensitive type? I like that.
But it's just a radiator.
That's exactly what the artist wants you to think.
He wants me to think it's a radiator?
Yeah, he doesn't want you to think of it as a work of art.
It's not a work of art, it's a radiator.
That's the point he's trying to express. It's got the whole Gestalt thing happening.
Hey, it's still warm.
Incredible, he even made it work. Brilliant touch. It speaks to you, but it's saying nothing. Yet it says nothing in a really interesting way.
Hey, what's that?
Incredible.
What?
Impossible.
What? What?
RCA digital satellite dishes.
What?
Zillions of them.
Where are they coming from?
That way. Radio Shack?
Radio Shack is America's #1 retailer of RCA digital satellite TV. Surprised? Don't be. Who knows satellite TV like the people at Radio Shack?
Hey, what's that?
I don't know, but I'm not putting one on my roof.
Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
What do you think of when you hear the name Penske? Anything else? Right, but you missed something. Penske Auto Center, the tire place, brake place, battery place, and oil change place, all in one place. Complete professional auto service from the name you can trust, Penske Auto Center. You've come to the right place. Now at over 800 Kmart locations nationwide.
MasterCard presents the NHL Cutting Edge Play of the Week. MasterCard, official card of the NHL, proud sponsor of the Cutting Edge Play of the Year.
We'll see Philadelphia next week on National Hockey Night at home against the Colorado Avalanche. 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Game will be seen in Colorado. The shot deflected wide. Yell took it. Near side, Young. Young backed it up into the middle. They'll regroup right here. Sent back. Clem. Ozolinch. Ozolinch looking. Turns it into Young. His shot partially deflected. Never ended up on net. Fedorov back to get it. And cleared up and out of the zone. We've not heard much from Sergei Fedorov. This has been a year where this great scorer has actually been turned onto a checking line. Brian Engblom.
Well, guys, you talked about the Chris Draper, Claude Lemieux incident last year and teed it up. We've been watching Claude Lemieux all night. There have been a lot of changes from last year. This is Claude Lemieux last year in the playoffs. Move out of my way, including the linesman and referee. Here tonight, the first altercation, or lack of it, I should say, between Draper and Lemieux. But it's Bob Rouse and the rest of Detroit Red Wings who start to take up the cause. Here's a couple of minutes in the life of Claude Lemieux when you play the Detroit Red Wings. Kirk Maltby. A nice how do you do there. And at the end of the first period, that was Draper and Claude Lemieux when they got their penalties. And our Hockey Night Spotlight, and we know that Claude Lemieux is back out there now.
Well, without question, Brian, besides Chris Draper, the guy that wants this game over the most and get it out of the way so we can start moving forward instead of living with that incident in Game 6 is Claude Lemieux. Yep. And he hasn't been that involved tonight.
No, he will, and he'll play it as calmly as he can, which is not easy for him to do. He's not going to try and create anything out there tonight. He's picked up 10-minute misconduct in the affray where there was just a lot of talking and pushing going on. McCarty dumps it back into the middle. Here comes Larionov. Larionov leaves it. Shot. Shanahan ripped it high and wide. Shanahan again intended in front. Foot got a piece of that, though. Fetisov trying to hold it in. Stefan Yell gets that one off the boards and out. 18-16 the shots unofficially in favor of the Av. 4 minutes left to go here in the second period as the pace calms down a little bit. And understandably so. We haven't had a penalty, in the last 6 minutes of play. First time that's happened in this game. Fetisov, Yell tried to knock it down. Guzarov got it. Avs got to get on side here. Oops. Keane was waiting and didn't last long enough.
That was Draper. Did he ever hit him hard?
Took him right up off the skates that time. Patrick Roy plays that one, trying to catch Detroit in the change, but they won't. Lidstrom got back. And Ricci racing up ice. And Detroit will complete their change. Joey Kosar starts it up. Kosar looking rink wide. Detroit down by 1. Maltby stripped of the puck. And cleared out of the zone. Good play by Clem, who just pickpocketed that one away. Behind the net, Osgood. Osgood high around the boards up, but not out for the moment anyway. Batted at. Maltby. Maltby trying to flip and does. Ozolinch comes back. Sandis Ozolinch, second among defensemen in scoring, only Brian Leach ahead of him. Ozolinch did the 360 to get it to Sakic. Sakic looking, Ricci on the near side. Skate to stick. Ricci dropped it. Shot! Oh, ripped wide. Sandis Ozolinch joined the play. Rebound off the boards. Again, Osgood had to knock it away. Claude Lemieux. Sakic doing battle. Keeping it alive. Sakic from Lemieux. Sakic the spin. Sakic. Ricci having his jersey held by Rouse. Lidstrom picks up the puck. Huey Krupp stepped up, but Detroit gets it out. No icing. Sylvain Lefebvre back to get it. Lefebvre at a +16, leading defenseman in that department for the Avs this year. Solid season on the ice in that department. Here's Kaminsky with a steal. Kaminsky. He got held up by Jamie Pusher. And Detroit will regain possession. No, Kaminsky. Great play by Kaminsky. Tended for Lemieux. Played there by Ward. Up, not out. Huey Krupp used his height to hold it in once. Detroit needs a change here, so Kozlov will feather it in. Chase down, Fedorov, Lefebvre. Nice pass by Lefebvre to Huey Krupp.
Real nice. Just a little one-hand nudge pass.
Just enough on it to get it there. Forsberg around the man, Jamie Pusher. His shot. Save made by Osgood. As he got it over Aaron Ward, who went down in front of him. Peter Forsberg, what a pass. Sent it almost dead mark. Usarov, his pass deflected wide. Peter Forsberg, penalty coming up. It's going to be on Detroit. There's the touch, and there's the whistle. Avs will have a power play after we check in with Steve Levy.
Gary, the new Dodge taking us to Tampa this time. Leafs and the Lightning. Sergei Berezin, watch this little pass. Just enough to Mats Sundin, his 37th. It's 3-0. What's up with the Lightning?
That's a pretty good question. They were in a death spiral for the middle part of the season, then looked like they were going to make the playoffs. They were actually in a playoff spot as recently as a couple of weeks ago, but not anymore.
Washington won their game today to move ahead.
There's
Forsberg. Peter.
Gosh, Gary, there is no player in the game that can do as many things as Peter Forsberg. I mean, we see the finesse. We see more finesse. We see the power shot. I mean, he hurt Chris Osgood with that shot. Hit him up high in the shoulder, and Osgood flinched and was flexing his shoulder and his arm after that. Hit him right in the shoulder. Bang. And then Peter Forsberg went into the corner and showed us his muscle and made the play back out front. The most complete player in the sport today right there.
He is the 22nd leading scorer in the National Hockey League, putting his time in here. The penalty, LaPointe slashing, 18-25. The 8th power play of the game coming up for the Avs. They have had 2 situations where they've had a 2-man advantage. One of those was only for 18 seconds, however, but they are getting power play time. This unit has now scored 73 power play goals, 3rd best percentage in the league. And the Avs will set it up here. Ricci back protecting, able to hold it in. Osgood came back. Fetisov up the near side. Ricci again stepped up to hold it in. And just Detroit will want the whistle here, and they get it.
More friction. Why not?
Detroit doesn't want an extra there. Want to remind you our coverage of the National Hockey League on Wednesday on the Deuce. The New Jersey Devils, can you say Stanley Cup? Will take on the Washington Capitals, battling for that playoff spot. Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern, the Devils and the Capitals. And then, of course, you'll see NHL tonight. Only recap of the NHL featuring all the news, highlights, and game breakers coming your way right after that game.
And congratulations to Dave Andreychuk, who this weekend notched goal number 500, 24 hours after Joey Mullen got his 500th right here on Denver ice.
Andreychuk, the 26th to score the 500 goals. We have another man here who's reached that, Steve Yzerman. In this game was the 22nd to reach 500 goals. And Joey Mullen, of course, the first U.S.-born player to do it. Face-off will come to the right of Osgood. A 2-1 lead for the Avs. Only 1:19 left to go here in the second period. Chris Osgood has had some big saves here and is being called on to face this power play again. Forsberg drops it back. Sakic will play out along the blue here. Lemieux will be set up in the slot area. There's Kaminsky trying to get it to Lemieux. It was deflected over Lemieux's head. Kaminsky had it, lost it. Shanahan tried to get it out, couldn't. Ozolinsh. 1 minute left in the period. Forsberg had it knocked away by Rouse. Rouse has played a strong game for Detroit. Very physical presence out there for the veteran. There is Rouse. Get a veteran, these kind of games, you like having Rouse around.
Interesting mix. Slava Fetisov, veteran. Bob Rouse, Mike Ramsey back now in a Detroit uniform. And 2 rookies, Pusher and Ward.
Ozolinsh, save, rebound, save made on Sakic's rebound attempt. Osgood 2 times big. Ahead for Kaminsky. Osgood will handle. Osgood will clear. That'll bring Patrick Waugh out. Penalty down to 42 seconds, but a good deal less time than that in the period. They have only 13 left in the period. Near side, Forsberg. Forsberg not wanting to cough that one up, dipped it, but still did. Maltby, short-handed chance. Maltby drops it off. Draper in the corner, pushed away by Forsberg, just trying to tie it up and run the clock down, and does. And we may have a penalty at the 20-minute mark. An interference call is coming. There's 24 seconds left on the Red Wings penalty, but an interference call right as the buzzer went off. Now what Bill McCreary wants to do is just get him out of here quietly.
Well, we got our 7 minutes played without a penalty.
Perfect. Shanahan got one in the first for Detroit. Deadmarsh has had 2 here in the second period. Physical presence in this game was expected, and it has been here. And there's one more period left to go.
Send email, get sports scores, find dinosaurs. Is something missing? Exactly. The computer. Web TV from Philips Magnavox. The internet now on your television at an affordable price.
All-star MVP Mike Piazza spends 9 innings destroying his hair and 90 seconds bringing it back with Pert Plus. More than a shampoo, it conditions too. How? As you shampoo, the conditioners stay suspended. Then as you rinse, the conditioners go to work, giving you great hair simply. Perfect for Mike, because he wants great hair, but he'd rather be living in it than working on it. Wouldn't you? Pert Plus. Simply great hair. Simply.
Today, a woman in Milan had the audacity to invite herself to weddings all over the world. And surprisingly enough, she was welcome everywhere she went. All it took was the aim of an arrow and the touch of a hand that helped her designs make brides everywhere that much more enchanting. Being so successful wasn't always such a walk down the aisle. But with FedEx, it's the way the world works.
What's more amazing than the places you can go on the internet? The fact that you don't need a computer to get there. Web TV from Philips Magnavox. The internet now on your television at an affordable price.
The idea of a 24-hour sports news network was actually mine.
Olbermann said it was his idea?
Olbermann?
Yeah, right. I've got a lot of ideas. I'm pretty bright.
Come on. That makes me laugh.
Detroit led 1-0 after 20. After 40, it's Colorado leading Detroit now by a score 2-1. Steve Levy, Barry Melrose back in our National Hockey Night studios. Let's get you caught up everything else going on in the NHL tonight, including the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, unbeaten in their last 10 games. That is significant. This is not Colorado we're talking about. While Calgary split the first 6 of a 7-game, 16-day road trip and an important game in the standings, too. We will show you why in just a bit, but first, highlights of this one from Anaheim. In the second period, the Flames were trailing 1-0, 5-on-3. Power play, Robert Reichel the blast. His 16th were tied at 1-1. Barry.
Look at this great play. Bellows makes a great play in the wall, kicks it in the slot, Sacco to Pronger. Excellent line for these guys today.
Ducks had a 2-1 lead. Then Paul Correa trying to give him another one. The rush, slap shot. Hey, Trevor Kidd with the glove. And the Ducks lead 2-1 after 2. I mean, not Correa, not Solani, but Sacco and Pronger have the goals for the Mighty Ducks now in the third.
And that line has been very good. Bellows is the anchor on that line with those 2 young guys. That line must pick it up. If this team makes the playoffs, someone else must score for the Ducks.
Isles and the Blackhawks. Tony Amonte having a breakthrough season. Not just with his hair out of his breakthrough helmet either. 34 goals coming into the game. This would be his second of the game, making 36 on the season. Barry.
Steve, do you think Tony's skating a little hunched over from carrying his team on his back all season offensively? Give me the hats, give me the hats. Unbelievable year for this guy.
He showered the ice with those green St. Patrick's Day Blackhawk hats. Hat trick for him. 4-point game also for Alexei Zhamnov, a goal and 3 helpers.
Jeff Hackett became a 500 goaltender day, 15, 15, and 3. Excellent job, Jeff.
So here's your Western Conference standings. We told you the Anaheim-Calgary game was so important. I mean, look, that's 7-9. Barry, that is up to the second. What do you see there?
3 teams did not think they would be there. Phoenix, St. Louis, Chicago thought they'd be much higher in the standings. They didn't think they'd be fighting for a spot. I would love Calgary to make the playoffs, but they're not as talented, those teams ahead of them. Unlucky Calgary.
All right, also note one scheduling quirk. The Flames and Hawks will play twice during the season's final 8 days. We can tell you also you'll see the Colorado Avalanche again on Tuesday night over on the Deuce. They'll take on Vancouver at 9 Eastern.
Where's the coming, boss? We're coming. Don't obstruct them! Move it! Move the puck! I've never changed my mind. You got 2. You got 2. No! No! Oh! Yes, I don't know your name, but I'm going to tell you something. Tired of getting thrown out yet? If you keep holding the way you're holding, you're going to sit there for the rest of the game. Keep it going! Keep it going! You! Drop it! Get in there and shut up! Keep it going! Keep it going! That's all! That's all! Did you like that? Wasn't bad.
Enterprise? Hi, I'm at the repair shop. I need to rent a car.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Are you for real? 17 cents a pencil, 5 cents, you hear me, mister? 89 cents for thumbtacks. Don't make me laugh. What do you think this is, the 80s? Give me a break.
She's tough. Tough as nails.
What are you, a comedian? I thought you'd see it my way.
Nice touch.
Act tough. It'll be our little secret how you get the best deals on office supplies. Get over 7,000 supplies and free delivery. Staples. Yeah, we've got that.
Bring it on!
The ATP Tour brings the top men's players in the world together in Key Biscayne, Florida. The 1997 Lipton Championship. Coverage begins Sunday at 1 on ESPN2.
You're watching National Hockey Night on ESPN from the McNichols Sports Arena in Denver, home of the Colorado Avalanche, the Stanley Cup champions, taking on the Detroit Red Wings for the third time this season. However, previous two meetings, Detroit has lost them both. Detroit finishing up a 6-game road trip here tonight against the Avalanche, who won their last game against Pittsburgh on Friday. Due to time constraints, we'll move to action later in the game, coming up right after these commercial messages.
The Wall Street Journal keeps you on the cutting edge with news and insights that can affect you personally and professionally. Subscribe now and have the Journal delivered to your home or office. And with your paid subscription, you'll also receive our free personal finance software to help you make smart decisions. Get 10 weeks of the Journal and the software for only $3.90 a week. Call now, 800-443-7400. That's 800-443-7400 for the Wall Street Journal.
How do you lose fat and build muscle in only 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week? The Bowflex Better Body Workout. Chest, shoulders, back, arms, abs, and legs. For the body you want, call and get your free video and brochure on the machine that works like an entire gym but fits anywhere in your home.
ESPN's coverage of National Hockey Night is brought to you by Bud Ice, official beer sponsor of the NHL. Drink Bud Ice, but beware the Penguins. By the 1997 Pontiac Bonneville, luxury with an attitude. And by Visa. It's everywhere you want to be.
And welcome back, everybody. National Hockey Night, another period left to go, and a game still to be decided as the 2-1 advantage goes to the Avs with the shots on 23-16 in favor of the Avs. And Patrick Roy in net for Colorado in this game as yet another victory staring him in the face.
Well, everybody knows how brilliant he is as a puck stopper, but even the top athletes are kind of superstitious. At the end of every period when Patrick Roy heads to the locker room, he just doesn't like skating over lines and paint. He doesn't want to step on them, so he actually jumps over them. Anytime there's a line there, he finds a way to get airborne to step over it. And his superstitions start before the game even begins. Every game, look at this. With Mike Keane at the helm driving, Patrick Roy in the passenger seat, they have had great luck pulling into this parking space where there are 3 cones, and they just squash them and say, we'll handle it later. That is Sylvain Lefebvre that is along with them, so the 3 of them come together and do it all the time.
Maybe they're the original cone heads here that were in Colorado. Boy, I have never seen anybody as superstitious as Patrick Roy. I mean, if he remembers everything that happens when he has a great game and insists that it be repeated the next time around.
I have no idea how he keeps track of it. I mean, that would be the big challenge, and not to lose your focus because of it. And that is the amazing thing, is that in spite of all of the superstitions, look at the eyes back and forth, back and forth. In spite of the superstitions, they don't seem to bother him.
Well, the Avs have not lost here at home when they've had a lead after 2. The penalty boxes have been very busy in this game, and there are 2 in there now. We'll start 4-on-4. in the third period. And we are underway. Sergei Fedorov is out there. Had it stolen. Forsberg with Fedorov. Forsberg pulled it back or tried. Fedorov won the battle. Sergei Fedorov reaching in. And that was close. Taken behind the net, Lidstrom. Lidstrom has picked up an assist in this game, credited with one on that first and only goal picked up by Shanahan. It is his 300th career point, so Nicholas Lidstrom reaches a milestone here in this game. There he is at the point. Sent back in around the net. Power play underway now. Power play opportunity right here for Detroit. They are down by 1. Yzerman. 6th power play opportunity of the game for the Red Wings. All the goals we've had off specialty teams. Shanahan goal was a power play. Deadmarsh has both a power play and a short-handed goal in this one for the Avs. Detroit 5-on-4 advantage here. Near side Shanahan back on top of Lidstrom. They tic-tac. Shanahan the blast. Save made. Wow, rebound. Fedorov scores! And the Detroit Red Wings have tied this game up 2-2 in a power play goal.
Well, it looked like the Detroit power play was just going to continue to work it around the umbrella and never get a shot on net. And you know what? They weren't all that well set up in front. I mean, Marty Lapointe was there, but he was by himself. The rebound killed Patrick Waugh. I think Marty Lapointe might have had something to do with the rebound. He might have gotten his stick on it, but Patrick Waugh rocketed this rebound right back out to Fedorov. Wham! One-timer in the 5-hole.
Fedorov 2 goals in 3 games against the Avs. Patrick thought he should have had that one, but Fedorov cut that off in a hurry.
Both of Detroit's goals have been rebound goals. Patrick Waugh put them right back out front. Shanahan's goal, now Fedorov's goal.
Fedorov on the power play, picking up the goal, and we're tied. Sergei Fedorov 9 power play goals with the 28 he has picked up. And that is just his, well, not just, it is his 9th goal in the last 21 games for Sergei Fedorov, who, as we mentioned earlier, had been put on a checking line by Scotty Bowman for much of the second half of this season. So we'll see, is this one yet to be decided? Shanahan's pass into the middle, deflected. Played up by Claude Lemieux. Peter Forsberg dropped it off. Larionov came back to get it. Third period of late has been a problem for the Red Wings. They've had the problem holding a lead when they've been in the third. Well, in this game they came in trailing and they've gotten it tied up. Centering pass for Lemieux, deflects away near side Maltby. Maltby didn't get all of that on the pass. Kaminsky drops it wide side. Forsberg, great poke check by Rouse. Continues his strong performance, and here comes Draper. There's Draper. In shot. Save made by Waugh. No rebound. The goal, Fedorov from Shanahan and Lidstrom at 1:09 on a power play.
You know, in thinking back about that goal, I wonder if Patrick Waugh had much of an option but to shoot the rebound, or at least direct it back out by Marty Lapointe. See number 20 in red standing there? I mean, if Patrick Waugh leaves the rebound at his doorstep, Marty Lapointe's going to be on it. Bang. But Lapointe, from that angle, looked like he did deflect it a little bit. So that also may have contributed to Patrick Waugh not being able to control it. But still, the forwards have to collapse back down. Fedorov should have been taken there. Once that shot comes to the point, the top guys in the penalty-killing box have to sag immediately and pick up the guy in the middle of the slot.
Short-handed unit for Colorado, even though they ranked number 1 in the National Hockey League of late, it's been a disaster. There have been 11 power play goals scored against them now over the last 6 games in some 30 chances. I mean, a very, very high number for the opposition. Detroit's taking advantage of that tonight. Yzerman waiting for a little help. Tried to drop it into the middle. Came through. Went by Kozlov out in front. McCarty got knocked down. Ricci comes the other way. 3-on-3 though. And the Avs want to change it up. Jamie Pusher will chase down in the corner. Detroit also changing behind the play. Sent in. Fedorov right back out on the ice. Sylvain Lefebvre partially blocked it. Right back to Fedorov, though. Fedorov looking for help in front. Found it. Lapointe shot. That's deflected wide by Deadmarsh. Deadmarsh blocked it. Centering pass again. Blocked. Detroit able to hold in again, though. Waugh will just glove the point shot from Pusher and hang on. 16:41. The Red Wings coming back with a goal there to start the third and tied it up.
Pizza Hut employee memo number 44. For Hoops fans, March brings one number to mind.
4.
As in?
I'm in the Final Four.
Right. So we're going to give them a deal that's easy to remember.
Back to work, everybody.
Give them a large pizza, a Pepsi, buffalo wings, and breadsticks.
That's 4 things.
4 things?
For 4 people.
For $4 each?
Yep, that's 4 things.
For $4 each?
For 4 people.
You guys are quicker than a point guard. Of course, once fans hear about this deal, you're not going to have time to work on that hook shot.
Drink Bud Ice, but beware the Penguins.
A daughter. A daughter. She's going to need all my love. She's going to need lots of hugs and hours of stories and dolls, braces, designer jeans, summer camp, a second phone, third bathroom, computer, college car, and a huge black tie wedding.
With ice sculptures. Honey?
Why does Visa Gold give you so much purchase power? Because believe us, you're going to need it.
Congratulations, Mr. Miller.
Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
So then Doris is driving it, and she says, but Elliot, I can't feel the road. And I said, but what do you expect? It's a luxury car. Anyway, we then drive it down to the grove. Have you ever driven down?
Bored with traditional luxury? It could be time for the supercharged Bonneville, one of the world's most powerful sports sedans.
Do you drive a luxury car, Frank?
You bet your ascot I do. Luxury with attitude. The Bonneville by Pontiac.
Red Wings and the Avalanche tied at 2-2. As we're down to the final 12, 13, 14 games, depending on the team, remaining in the regular seasons. Our Bud Ice scoreboard with teams battling for playoff points. Penguins just trying to hold their position right now, and the Lightning trying to make it. Leafs are out of it. Well, the Detroit Red Wings sure looks like they're going to finish third. Cutter off the shot, and that one was wide. Red Wings third now in the Western Conference. They're 5 behind Dallas and 10 ahead of Edmonton coming into today's play. So not likely they're going to move anywhere out of that position.
As long as they finish third, they're assured of not playing Colorado until the conference finals. So that's key about at least staying third.
Played high off the dasher up to the point. Yui Krupp able to hold it in. Sakic shot. Save Osgood. And Yui Krupp again holds it in. Sakic just flashing that left leg that time. Made the great save. Corbeil sent right up in front of him, but Detroit gets the puck. And a penalty coming up behind the play. Corbeil and Osgood were going at it.
I think this one's against Detroit.
Osgood may have picked up the call here. Or 1-1. We'll see. Bill McCurry will make the decision. Let's check in downstairs. Brian England.
Well, Gary, throughout this game, we've seen a lot of physical play, and right here in the second period, we got a chance to look at Peter Forsberg and his mind and body working in concert. Here he is assessing the play as he comes up the ice, beats the first man, reassesses, beats the second man, comes in, sees the third guy, should I shoot or pass? He takes the shot. Now watch the same play and watch what his legs and his hands do in order to pull this off. They make it look so easy. These guys are so gifted. The mind and the body work in great concert. That's our Hockey Night Spotlight.
Brian, you're pretty gifted, too. I can't believe how straight those lines were that you drew on the telestrator with your finger. That was incredible. Nicely done.
Sharp fingernails.
Dramatically improved, hasn't he?
I should take some lessons from him.
Get longer fingernails. The penalty will be picked up by Osgood. So the interference call coming at 3:56 will give the Avs the power play opportunity.
You know, in the penalty summary column in the game sheet that they photocopy very quickly and hand out to everybody in the broadcast positions, there are 35 places for names. Marty Lapointe fills up slot number 28 out of the 35.
Getting to that second sheet here in this game. Or the reverse side. Played by Patrick Waugh. And there you see the 1 for 8, including 2 two-man advantages, one of those for 18 seconds.
Only 12 shots, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not nearly enough in 8 power plays.
And the pass was intercepted by Maltby, driving Ozolinsh back deeper into the zone. Sakic brings it up. Sakic with Lemieux. Sakic, Forsberg up front on the power play. sent in. What was that? Konstantinov got leveled. No call. Yzerman at center.
Joe Sakic got away with one there.
Yzerman trying to move it in shorthanded. Down he goes. Detroit changing behind the play. They hold it in. Shanahan dropped it off for Yzerman, but he was heading to the bench on a change. Kaminsky picks it up. The power play of Colorado really has looked ragged in this game. Kaminsky again loses. Rouse clears it, and then Kaminsky dumped Rouse. Put the stick right into the skates. Here's Shanahan, and Waugh.
Oh, man, did Shanahan look like he slashed Patrick Waugh there?
Waugh checks his stick on his way back into the net to make sure it had not been broken. Peter Forsberg will send that one in. Comes off the dasher near side Lemieux. Lemieux dropped it off the boards. Cleared up and out of the zone again by the wings Fetisov. Game tied at 2. Power play down to 39 seconds for Colorado. Both teams change it up on the fly. Deadmarsh the 2 goals, back out. Deadmarsh chasing it in, trying to center. Headed block to the near side boards. Ozelinch. Jones. Shot. Score! Keith Jones ripped it. May have been deflected in front. Because it sure went up in the air.
Hey, forget the fancy stuff. When Keith Jones is out there, he blocks, he jams, he wins battles in the trenches, and this time he said, forget about the pass, I'm just going to rip one. A nice screen by the Lanche set up in front. Watch Jones as he turning, looked like he was going to pass to the far point, and then just lofted it and drifted it. And because Mike Ricci was tying up Konstantinov in front, I'm not sure Osgood saw it at all. I'm not even sure. No, there's no way. I mean, there's Chris Osgood's head right there. There's no way he can see this. I mean, Mike Ricci did a fantastic job, and Konstantinov never got him out of the way. From Osgood. See, he's even leaning on the wrong side. Osgood was looking to the right of Ricci, and the shot came to the left of Ricci.
Keith Jones leads the Avalanche with 14 power play goals, puts him in 3rd place in that department in the NHL. Jones with 24 on the year, just rifling that one over the left shoulder. And it is a 3-2 advantage again for the Avs. Claude Lemieux has gone off the ice and headed into the locker room. Brian will check in and find out why. There is Keith Jones. What a great acquisition for the Avs.
He can do so many things. So many things for a coach. I mean, I call him an option player. Not because he's in his option year of his contract, because he gives Mark Crawford so many options. Can play both wings, can play the power play, plays a physical game, can kill penalties. Yep, he's a playoff kind of guy.
Now we continue with the specialty teams in charge of this game. As Jones from Ozelinch and Deadmarsh at 5:33. Yet another power play goal. Here's a 2-on-1. Corbet in the middle. Corbet! Blocked by the stick of Chris Osgood while he was down on the ice. Fedorov. Another one to remember. And that'll go on to the Detroit bench.
What a pass by Peter Forsberg. And then he came back on the back check to stop Fedorov from taking up the boards. Rene Corbet didn't have much of an option. He decided, rather than shoot right away, he decided to wait. And Chris Osgood really responded well. Perfect pass, landed. Look at Chris Osgood, though. He was over with the pad stacked. I mean, here we'll see Osgood push off. Watch the big push off the right skate, which he has to have another push off the right skate. I'll tell you what, I don't think Rene Corbet made a bad play because Osgood didn't give him an option. And then Corbet got ripped into the boards by Jamie Pusher. Well, it would figure. You didn't have to be a hockey genius to know that special teams would be a big part of this game, as chippy as it looked like it was going to be. And every goal has been a special teams goal.
4 power play goals have been scored in this game and 1 short-handed goal. And the Avs have the lead again by 1. Taken behind the net by Lefebvre. 3rd period, National Hockey Night here in Denver. Delighted to have you with us. 2-on-2 the other way, but that'll be a glove pass. Occurred at center as it came off the plexiglass. And the faceoff will come back down into the Colorado zone.
This is a big test in this hockey game for a couple of kids playing for the Detroit Red Wings. We talked about their veterans. Igor Larionov has played in World Championships, won gold medals in the Olympics. Scotty Bowman, we said this at the start of the year. It would be the development of Jamie Pusher and Aaron Ward that would really go a long way to determining how well Detroit would do in the playoffs. This is a big test. They played actually together as a pair on the blue line for quite a bit of this game.
Fetisov, and that'll be gloved. Aaron Ward had played 6 games before this year, and Jamie Pusher had played in only 5. So combined 11 NHL games for those two.
Man.
That's why he went back and got Ramsey to help out these young kids with experience here as he gets to the playoffs.
And you know that when Mike Ramsey has played, and he's played 2 games, he has either been paired with Aaron Ward or Jamie Pusher.
Yeah.
Really to settle them down. It wasn't only Mike Ramsey coming back for the sake of getting Mike Ramsey back. It was the impact that he would hopefully have on Ward and Pusher.
Claude Lemieux's getting a skate sharpen. That's the reason he went out into the dressing room. 13:28 left to go in the third. Larionov comes out for the draw for the Red Wings. Detroit Red Wings will be heading home after this game, having got the 7-4 win in San Jose yesterday. Shot by Fetisov, blocked by Keane. Mike Keane. McCarty on the near side. McCarty, whoa, what a shot, but a whistle in front. An interference call.
Brendan Shanahan. Huey Krupp went flying onto his face, and I wondered why. Now I know.
There's the interference call. Bill McCurry getting it. Shanahan will be out of there, and the Avs will get yet another power play chance in this game. Well, these Avs, the #1 team and the defending Stanley Cup champions, join us again next Sunday, National Hockey Night, Philadelphia. The Flyers will be there, and so will these Avs. 2 big, bruising, talented teams. With Philadelphia looking to maintain a spot in the 1 position in the East, which they have lost at the moment. We'll see you next Sunday in Philadelphia. Shanahan in the box.
Well, watch this play right here by Mike Keane, number 25, and that's why I need help from Brian in drawing. See how crooked that was? Mike Keane went down not knowing where that shot was going to come, and while that was happening, Huey Krupp was getting toasted in front by Brendan Shanahan. But it's that kind of sacrifice that make the Avalanche such a tremendous hockey team.
Doesn't it just kill you, these water bottles? You know, you pull the top up and you can drink from them, but they got the tab that's underneath the cap that you got to peel off in order to drink. I'm sitting here pushing this thing and get nothing out of it. No wonder.
Don't you hate that when
I hate it when that happens. Sakic sends that back in behind the net. Played around the boards and out of the zone. Ozolic comes back to get it. Another one of those things to prevent kids from getting into it, so no adults can drink water. Comes around to the far side. Held in. Turning it, Clem, John Clem. Thought about the wrist or doesn't. Power play here again for the Avs. They are 2 for 9 on the power play in this game. Sakic centered it. What a pass. Shot wide. Ozolic flying in from that left point side. Kaminsky. And Osgood will hang on to that one. Shanahan's penalty at 6:42. And here we go behind the net. Forsberg again.
And that would be Bob Rouse. You know, one of the things the Red Wings did during this road swing, this is their 6th game. They had a few days off in Santa Monica. 20 of the guys went and played paintball. You know, the war game paintball? And they had a fantastic time. And that's one of the greatest team-building things you can do, is go out and do one of those fun things on a day off. So the Red Wings had a fantastic time. And some of them still got the welts from getting hit with those paint shots.
They have 2 long trips to the West Coast. That was their 2nd of the year. What a game Rouse has played.
You bet. They're going to need him in the playoffs. Watch this pass from Joe Sakic to Sandis Ozolic. Ozolic had no choice but to just shovel it, and he shoveled it wide.
Ozolic, former forward, who loves to join the offensive play from his position along the point. And he has got a shot to go with it. A 3-2 lead for the Avalanche. 1:18 remaining on the Detroit penalty. A game filled with power play opportunities for each team. Jones able to hold that in off the faceoff. Played it himself, lost it, cleared up, and Huey Krupp trying to give chase, but it ends up on the Detroit bench again. Let's check in with Steve Levy. Steve.
All right, Gary, thanks. A good time for our 1-800-COLLECT. Great save of the night. And the honors tonight go to Trevor Key of the Anaheim-Calgary game. Paul Correa, the big bomber, and the glove save. Kid, great save of the night.
Thanks very much, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
And we've just had another incident with the water bottle dripping all over my partner as he tried to consume at least a couple of mouthfuls of water.
There's no chance here. This bottle is gone. Gone. Give me the one with a nipple on it, and I'll be fine. Yeah, it's Huey Krupp. Krupp dropped it out through center. Cleared back on the near side. Jones sends it back to the point. And they got to come back to center and regroup again.
Mark Crawford's not taking any chances. It's usually Ozolinsh and Sakic on the blue line, but on this power play, he's got Yuri Krupp. He had John Clem out there in the first goal. He wants at least a real solid defensive defenseman out there, not to give up a shorthander.
Fedorov intercepts, brings it in. Shorthanded Detroit was changing. He was alone as he came into the zone. Ricci puts the hit on at the side of the net. Avalanche still have time here to get up on this power play if they can get it through, and they can't. Fedorov dropped it off. Ricci will start it up. Intended for Jones. Good poke check. The other end. Lidstrom was there to knock it away. The Avs will change here. And now down to just 15 seconds remaining on the advantage. Sent into the near side corner. Osgood behind the net holds it. Rouse there. Turns near side and clears. And that will do it. They will not convert. And they are 2 for 10 on the power play for the Avs. And Detroit back at full strength. Ozolinsh found a hole. Ozolinsh in. Shot saved by Osgood. Got Detroit on their heels for that one. 11-11 left. Osgood holding the fort for the Wings.
Well, Visa Gold bought you the clubs and the clothes and 3 rounds at breathtaking Pebble Beach. The one thing it couldn't buy you was a single decent shot.
I quit! Finish without me.
I can't. Those were my clubs.
Fortunately, it had enough purchasing power for your next set of clubs.
Graphite.
Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
Drink Bud Ice, but beware the Penguins.
The Pontiac Firebird waits. 305 horsepower comes to life. Ram air induction turns air into fuel in a rush. Firebird, you're ready to fly.
Jack, Larry and I got an extra ticket to the game.
Oh, Kathy's out. I got the kid.
He's got the kid.
That's what he said last time. Tell him to get his mother to sit.
Have your mother sit. We'll be there, too.
What?
Kelly Springfield tires are designed to go a long
We'll
way.
be fine, Jack. Go on. Go on.
And we've got the warranties to prove it. So go.
So where's your stuff? What stuff? You didn't tell him. Tell me what?
It's an away game.
An away game? Yeah, relax. It's only Toronto.
Kelly Springfield. Get every mile you can out of life.
Canada.
One of the great cities in this country, Denver, Colorado. 16 degrees one day, 75 the next. Today was one of those 70 days.
Sandis Ozolinsh, like all of the players, loves it here. He had a great quote after the All-Star game. He was back on a couple of 3-on-1s as the only defender. So what was that like? He said, well, now I know what it's like to be my defense partner.
If you're offensive with him, you don't mind having him up there at all with you. Gusarov winds up to take it, drops it in for Keane, was deflected to the near side. Red Wings. Avalanche, full strength. Keane. Shanahan chased him down. Stephon Yell takes the hit from Jamie Pusher. Shanahan trying to dig it out of there. Keane got it. Keane battling over by that doorway. Yell is there with him. Pusher, Shanahan just backing off, hoping the puck would come free, then moved in on the hit. Wow, what a job by Keane. Finally intercepted by Larionov, who drops it back. Detroit down by 1 midway through. Second period. Adam Foote on the touch, and that will be an icing call.
It's really hard to compare the records of these two coaches, Mark Crawford, the young coach, and Scotty Bowman, the veteran coach, with as many years as Scotty's been coaching. But if you go back and look at their early years, their first 199 games for both of them. Scotty Bowman was at the St. Louis Blues. Yeah, Mark Crawford's got a little better winning percentage, but not really fair to Scotty because he was coaching an expansion team, and that was when the league went from 6 teams to 12 teams, and those new 6 teams had a tough time competing. Scotty Bowman won his conference title 2 consecutive years when he was coaching in St. Louis and went to the finals both years.
You are Chris Ben Murray. You figure if there is an afterlife and you can come back as a coach about 5 times, you'll have an opportunity. Of course, that assumes you can keep a job for very long, which most coaches can't do. Deflected off the near side by Kozlov. Sent in Osgood there to get it. Osgood backs it up in behind the net. Left it off for Konstantinov. 3-2 lead, Avs. Kozlov will rifle that one in around. Played there by Patrick Waugh. Dropped it off. Made a mistake. May cost him. He bats it away. He did a 360 as Kozlov intercepted at the side of the net. Whoa. Patrick Waugh almost cost his team and himself a goal that time. Fetisov. Poke checked away again. Nice play by Adam Foote. Chased down by Fetisov. Hit by Sakic. Detroit having trouble getting away from this forecheck. They still have not done it. Inside, Sakic. Sakic looking. Fetisov wrapped him up. Drop for Jones. Rebound shot by Ricci. Save made by Osgood. Mike Ricci.
What a play by Joe Sakic. Man, he had people all over him, coming at him from 2 different angles. And he is the guy that actually broke up the play to begin with. When he didn't have the puck and the Red Wings were trying to break out, then they transitioned it back and he took the pass on his back. And watch this. Whoa, incoming. Joe Sakic not only made the perfect pass, but he had Kirk Maltby coming to try to end his life, and he was able to sidestep him. Mike Ricci got this and shoveled it towards the net, but I'm not even sure that it was on net. Chris Osgood followed the slow flipper to his pad, which looked at that point to be outside the post.
There is Mike Ricci. 7 goals, 5 assists over the last 15 games for Ricci. Sakic remains out, taken back in behind the net by Lidstrom. A 3-2 Avalanche lead. Draper in the middle. Pass deflected by Draper. Adam Foote picks it up. And the Avalanche will start back. Jones. Nice pass into the middle of Sakic again. Good poke check by Nicholas Lidstrom. Shanahan hanging at the red. They tried to get it up to him. Draper couldn't control. Ricci. Ricci turns it back for the Avs. Full house on hand here. Their 69th sellout of the year. Backhand shot will be gloved and held on to. They're trying to get a new building to play in here in Colorado, and it's tied up in political discussions. So this is home, and a lot of people would like to get in who can't. So those who have the seats here enjoy this great Avalanche hockey.
What is it that tempts you? Beauty, luxury, or pure strength? Lincoln Mark 8. Call this number now for a free video preview. Take a close look at the bold lines of this incredible luxury sport coupe. From its distinctive Luminarc headlamps to its unique neon tail lamp. Call this number now and discover the adrenaline rush of Mark 8's 280 horsepower Intech V8. Witness the enticing luxury of supple leather and burled walnut trim, and so much more. Simply dial this number now and enjoy a free video preview in the comfort of your home or office. Once you've experienced the beauty, luxury, and power, you'll understand why Lincoln Mark 8 is one temptation worth giving into.
Tonight, the road to Manhattan gets a little rougher when 16 becomes 8. The NIT. Second round coverage tonight at 7:30 on ESPN.
In NHL hockey, the coolest game on earth, snipers like Paul Kariya practice 3 unique shots. The powerful slap shot, the deceptive wrist shot, and the surprising backhand.
Hey! Any more of that, you kids will wait in a car.
For the sharpshooter, practice makes perfect.
Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, Brian England, National Hockey Night as we head up to the Stanley Cup playoffs, which we'll have for you on ESPN and on ESPN2, covering all kinds of great NHL playoff games not far away. Less than a month. Off the faceoff, back to Adam Foote. Foote shot, that one deflected wide. Over to get it, Stepan Yell. Yell along the boards, pinned up, and they held it in. Fetisov comes back to get it in his own zone, forced to drop it back. Here in this third period, the Avalanche have picked up their forechecking job. They're not dropping back, they're moving in. Larionov sends it up. Kozlov had it poke checked away to center. Konstantinov.
And that's a pretty good strategy, too. With Detroit having played that long game last night, this has been a hard-fought game. The altitude is always a factor until you've got a couple of weeks to adjust to it. So, yep, step it up.
Konstantinov had words on the fire side with Deadmarsh, but they separated themselves. In that regard, relatively calm here in the third period. But you see the Red Wings having great trouble moving the puck out of the zone, and they're not. Mike Keane sends it back in, and a penalty coming. It's on Fetisov. I think Slava Fetisov hit Eric Lacroix and knocked him down in front of the net.
That was a little side battle that was going on. It started about a minute ago over in the near corner in Detroit's end. Eric Lacroix took it the first time, and he took it and didn't retaliate the second time. So it looks like Colorado's going back in the power play. Eric Lacroix, part of this good forecheck with Mike Keane and Stepan Yell.
It's a veteran move, but he didn't get away with it.
No, it's only good when you can get away with it. Only good when you can get away with it.
Stare straight ahead while you're dumping him and hope that's what the official does. Didn't work. I want to remind you on ESPN, the NIT Hoop Tournament coming up tomorrow 7:30. It's second round action. West Virginia 20-9. 11-7 in the Big East. NC State went to the finals, the ACC tourney. Both teams have played once before in the NIT back in 1947. Second round coming up tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern. Can you believe that? 10 power play, 14 shots, 2 power play goals, and 1 shorthanded. Deadmarsh looking for the hat trick. He's got the power play and the shorthanded. Cleared out of the zone by Lidstrom. We had 66 penalties in the first period, 18 in the second, and 6 PIMs in the third.
It hasn't really been the excellence of the Colorado power play that has led to their 2 goals. It's just quantity.
Yeah.
They had to get scoring chances sooner or later.
They'll wrap that one around the dasher and got it in. Ozelin stepping up to hold it in. Did into the corner. Lemieux over there got jammed into his own man. Lidstrom came back to get it. Lidstrom clears it up, but not out. Good play, Sakic. He was off balance, though. Steve Yzerman. Yzerman couldn't find any room in the middle, so he sent it down that far wall. 7:24 to go here in this third period. Avalanche leading by 1, trying to make it 2 in this power play. Every goal has been a special teams goal. Batted into the zone, Forsberg, but offside. Well, when you struggle on the power play, it looks just like this, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
But I scoreboard for you the other games that are going on and some finals as well.
Wow. Neil Broughton just keeps on ticking. Now that's 2 members of that 1980 gold medal team back in the league, with Mike Ramsey back here on the Detroit roster and Neil Broughton in Dallas.
Keep coming back. Why leave? To return. Now, Mike Ramsey is one of the great class acts of the National Hockey League in its history. Not playing tonight. He was scratched. He has played 2 games so far for Detroit this week on this road trip. And he's putting himself into game shape again after retiring after last season. Sakic back, a minute left to go on the power play. Deadmarsh just lost control. Shanahan couldn't move it. Dewey Kroop bounces off the far wall. Deadmarsh couldn't get that either. And it's sent out of the zone. Short-handed chance. Shanahan knocks it down. Shanahan running it in almost. Detroit will rag it back to center.
You know, Colorado has to be real careful here. They got to know that Shanahan and Fedorov are going to jump into the offensive mode if they get even a sniff, if it looks like there's a chance.
Dewey Kroop. Kroop backed it up. Fedorov still out there, tied up with Bill McCurry, the official. Puck came free, though, and Sakic sent it deeper. 27 left on the Colorado power play. Their 11th power play chance of the game. Looking in the middle, Ozelin. Qua couldn't handle. Held in by Dewey Kroop. Good play by Kroop. Lidstrom took it away, lost it. Young shot deflected, and deflected wide by Lacroix. Near side for Young. Young shot, save made again. Deflected off the far wall. Detroit over to get it. Will get it out of there. Tomas Sandstrom. Sandstrom turns it back into the middle. Lidstrom the shot, and that's deflected into the corner. The penalty is over, so the Avs did not convert. And it remains a 1-goal difference. With Colorado on top 3-2, and an icing call will be coming up here. Take a look at our Visa storyline here on National Hockey Night. Deadmeyer's with the 2 goals, 30 on the year, 2-1. Shanahan picked up his 44th. Jones the go-ahead, his 24th.
In our Visa replay, we're going to show you some Denver congestion. No, not on the freeways. In front of Chris Osgood. They block, they jam, and the blue-collar guys get it done. Keith Jones right now has the winning goal thanks to a Mike Ricci screen in front of Chris Osgood. And that is folding up here with 5:45 to go.
Chris Osgood's streak, 6-0-2, is on the line. Came in with a 2.27 goals against, 5th best. Leading the National League with that win percentage at home, Colorado. They are in part of a 6-game homestand here. They've gone 1-1-1 in the first 3 of the 6.
And you know, during Osgood's tear, the undefeated, Gary, that you've mentioned, his team has scored 4.5 goals on an average per game in front of him. He's only got 2 to work with here.
Avalanche defense oftentimes forgotten with all the offense they put out there, but their 2.42 is tied for 4th. Coming into today's play in the league. Batted around to Kozlov, Detroit, looking to get this thing tied up. Foote took it away. Yzerman giving chase. Adam Foote will start from there. Yzerman right on his back. Foote got the jump on Yzerman. Foote gains the red, sends it in. And the Avs will change it up. Detroit trying to get their changes quick and timely. To mount an offensive attack here in the back-to-back game situation that they are in. They are 5-2-3 in the second of back-to-back games this year. Lidstrom dumped that off to the corner. Lidstrom came over to get it. We'll get some help over there. Lidstrom steps up again. Sends it back in behind the net. Lapointe let it go. Lidstrom sent it. Fedorov shot. Deflected over the net. Sergei Fedorov trying to root that one on Patrick Waugh. And he was wide open. Holmstrom doing battle. Down he goes. And Detroit can't hold it in. Sent out of there just to get an icing and a rest. Rene Corbet put that one out. Well, still to be decided. 4:11 left to go. It's still just a 1-goal differential with the Avs up.
So then Doris is driving it, and she says, but Elliot, I can't feel the road. And I said, but what do you expect? It's a luxury car. Anyway, we then drive it down to the road. Have you ever driven down?
Bored with traditional luxury? It could be time for the supercharged Bonneville, one of the world's most powerful sports sedans.
Do you drive a luxury car, Frank?
You bet your ascot I do. Luxury with attitude. The Bonneville by Pontiac.
Honey, come here, come here. I got it all figured out. If we leave at dawn, we go through Bluff Woods, over this mountain here, then we cross Wills Creek here, and then, boom, we will be at the Hoffmans at dinner time.
But they live next door.
What do you mean, you don't even want to drive?
The Monopoly game at McDonald's. You could win a Ford Explorer Eddie Bauer edition. Just buy large or supersized fries and you could win this prize. It's our best Monopoly game ever.
I'm walking.
Great, I'm driving, so.
What do you want with your prize?
The 43,000 people of Northwest Airlines invite you to contribute to Sight First and help sight-impaired people like Brenda Kerrigan.
Because every parent should see their child reach for their dreams. Right, Nancy?
Right.
In the last 10 minutes of this hockey game, the Red Wings have seen their scoring chances disappear, but thanks to rookie Thomas Holmstrom, Sergei Fedorov just about tied this game. He just missed, and if Holmstrom had been able to hit him on the tape, he might have been able to jam it into the top corner, and that was not very good coverage by the Lance there. He was wide open between the hash marks.
Had time to knock it down and get the shot off. And it'll be the Lance bringing it out this time. Keane, Yell, Keane. Keane looking to the middle. Adam Foote had joined the offensive rush. Konstantinov back for Fedorov. They gave Fedorov out there now with Brendan Shanahan and Steve Yzerman. So Scotty Bowman's put the 3 big scorers together here. Keane moves it in again. Kicked away by Fedorov out of the zone. Near side wall. Keane had it stolen. Detroit, though, trying to get it in. Shanahan. Shanahan poke checked away by Yell. Nice play from behind by Stefan Yell on the poke check. Fedorov back in his own zone, down to 3:29 to go. Third period, Konstantinov. Avalanche trying to make it 3 in a row this year.
Eric Lacroix went back at Konstantinov because the Gladiator got him with a jab, only Eric missed him when he went back.
Went in hard with his back to the wall. Fedorov. Lemieux moved in that time. Great forechecking here. Lemieux still banging away. Kaminsky taken down Holstrom on the near side. Knocked away by Forsberg. Forsberg, look at the strength over there in Martin Lapointe. And the Avs send it back in, but they're offside, but they are doing the job on this forecheck. 3 minutes exactly left here in the third period. Let's check in with Brian. Brian?
Well, Gary, we've been drawing parallels all night between the great Edmonton teams of the 1980s and these Colorado Avalanche. Two great centers and a great Russian defenseman. Here's 2/3 of the unstoppable force, circa 1984, Gretzky to Coffey. And then tonight, Joe Sakic looking for his favorite late man, Sandis Ozolinsh. Ozolinsh doesn't cash in here, but history does repeat itself. Guys?
Yep, both of these teams have other players to complement the great ones. We talk about Paul Coffey and that Edmonton team. Sandis Ozolinsh has tremendous defensive players. Edmonton had Charlie Huddy and Kevin Lowe. Well, Lefebvre and Gusarov don't get much pub here in Colorado, but they are the reliable defensive guys back there along with Adam Foote.
Playing with very fine numbers defensively. Huey Krug trying to get that one out. McCarthy blocked it. Lapointe looking out in front for Draper. Martin Lapointe, Jones, two heavyweights do battle. Now Lefebvre moves in. Now Lapointe takes a run at Jones. Jones comes back at him. And a penalty coming up. A penalty coming up. Osgood is already out of the net. Penalty right now is going to be in the Avs. Jones and Lapointe were the two into it. And Jones, I guess, is going to draw the two.
You saw the look on Keith Jones' face. He can't believe it because it looked like Martin Lapointe and Jones were like exchanging blows to the head. How come you only saw mine, is what Keith Jones is saying. Well, the plot really thickens here because we're down to 2:23 to go. But they really, Keith Jones did a terrific job here of taking the angle away on Lapointe and really just standing him up against the boards. And then Marty Lapointe went for his helmet. Watch Lapointe. He's still angry at Jones. Came back at him. Fell down again. Got up. And it looked like they both kind of gave each other face washes and face rubs. But Keith Jones is the only guy going to pay.
And Sports Center is coming along. All kinds of news. March Madness, the NCAA going on, men's, women's, the Honda Classic. Sunday conversation will be with the king of basketball coaches, college-wise, Dean Smith. All coming up, Sports Center. So here's the chance. The Red Wings down by 1. Have the power play. This is going to be their 7th power play of the game. Shanahan has a power play goal. Drop back into the middle. Yzerman. They'll set McCarthy up in front of the net. Aaron McCarty, the big guy, now goes to the corner. McCarty, Gusarov took the puck away once, couldn't control. McCarty trying to run to the middle. Yell denied him the lane. Good play by Yell to move in and cut him off. Shanahan. Brendan Shanahan along the boards. Back for Nicholas Lidstrom. Yzerman shot, save wide. He covers this rebound after it bounced off his body. Fedorov and Shanahan have the power play goals for Detroit so far.
Well, there are always anxious moments when these two teams play because the games are so hotly contested, and Patrick Roy has made 22 saves tonight. Some of them have bounced all over the place. And sometimes wives can't even watch. This is Patrick's wife, Michelle Roy. I don't know if she's in deep conversation or she just doesn't want to watch this Detroit power play.
Patrick looking for number 245. Career win. Timeout is going to be taken here. Detroit will use their timeout. Scotty Bowman will rest his power play unit. They've got 1:23 left on the advantage and 1:46 left in the game. While they discuss it, let's see what Steve-O's got. Steve Levy.
All right, Gareth, thanks. The Ducks and Flames, they're 2-2 in overtime. And here would be the best opportunity of the overtime off the neutral zone turnover. Brian Bellows the shot. Trevor Kidd the stop. 11 straight unbeaten for Anaheim.
The big second half of the season for the Mighty Ducks from Anaheim, who are on their way to the playoffs for the first time. They are 7th right now, being chased by Calgary. Anaheim's got 68. Calgary's got 67.
I mean, Anaheim's been getting points, too, against the top teams. They came in here last week and tied Colorado. They beat Detroit in Anaheim in midweek, and they're tying. They tied St. Louis. They're in the position to tie Calgary. As long as they get a point a game, I mean, they'll stay in that playoff spot.
Well, Detroit is going to make an interesting move here. They are going to pull Osgood out of the net. They have the power play. Now they're going to get a 2-man advantage with 1:46 left in the game. Osgood is coming out of there. Mario Tremblay pulled his goalie in a situation to get a 6-on-4 a week ago. Bowman's going to try and get it done here. See if it works. 2-man advantage for Detroit. Shanahan and a big save. Michelle will be cheering that one.
They had a set play, a set up too, and it worked for them. The only thing that didn't work was the finish.
Patrick Waugh denying him. 2-man advantage now with the goaltender pulled. Empty net at the other end. 1-goal game. Avs are leading. Shanahan dropped it. Back up on top. Lidstrom moving in. Colorado's trying to stay back in the tight box. What's slashing in front? Oh, are they banging away? McCarty and foot. Shot. Wow, the save! It was redirected, and he knocked it down with the body. Fedorov over to get it. And a whistle. A glove pass. And now McCarty's arguing about where this face-off should end up. McCarty in front and Adam Foote were just slashing away.
Not really any great pressure on Patrick Waugh, but he couldn't see what was coming at him. So that wasn't the shot as much as it was the fact that he couldn't see it coming. And speaking of not being able to see it, somebody else wasn't even watching. We showed you Michelle Roy, Patrick's wife. That's her back in there. We were right. She just didn't want to watch this Detroit power play.
Sergei Fedorov, I think, was arguing about a glove pass to himself. The whistle blew and the faceoff's coming outside the zone for a glove pass, but he said, I knocked it down to myself. I didn't pass it to anybody.
Well, now Detroit, well, Osgood was going back in. Now he's coming off.
Scotty Bowman telling his defenseman to back up here because he's going to keep Osgood out. Empty net. Detroit won the draw. Blocked by Lidstrom, rolling to the net. It's over. An empty net goal. And it is John Clem, I believe, who last touched it.
It's safe now, Michelle.
Will Scotty second-guess himself for not putting Osgood back in? I think Fedorov's still arguing about where that face-off came.
I think so, too.
But it's too late for that.
And with that many people arguing, they usually have a point. On the face-off, set play, Detroit tried to chip it in behind. John Clem just swung around and let it rip. And if Nicky Lidstrom doesn't touch this, I believe it's going wide. But he touched it, sent it on a rolling pattern, and it rolled and curved towards the net.
Yet another specialty team goal. This is a short-handed goal. And actually 2 men down because the netminder was pulled. So Clem will be credited with a short-handed goal. His 8th goal of the season, his 2nd short-handed goal of the year. Ironic that Scotty Bowman had sent Osgood out for a moment and then pulled him back in before the face-off. Those are the decisions you get paid for when you're a coach.
Yep.
They're going to leave it empty. He's not putting Osgood in.
Wow, we got 1 minute and 2 to go.
Yeah. Colorado, 2 power play, 2 short-handed goals, a 4-2 lead. Still 39 seconds remaining on the Avalanche penalty, so they still have a 2-man advantage. Sports Center coming right along as we've just got under a minute to go here. Waugh wants a goal. Patrick Waugh shot it out. Lidstrom knocks it down at center.
That's one thing Patrick hasn't done yet in his career.
He wanted another chance right there, too. Empty net at the other end. The Avalanche, you've already won 2 games against Detroit, going for their 3rd here. Shanahan's shot deflects way back into the seats. 36.5 left on the clock and 13 left on the Detroit power play.
Well, the argument that we have been tracking, that the Red Wings have been putting forth, It has to do with this play, we believe. Nicholas Lidstrom's shot that Patrick Waugh couldn't corral, and it bounced up in the air. Watch the right of your screen. Sergei Fedorov actually kind of caught it, gloved it out of midair, put it down, and then went and recovered kind of his own fair catch because he just moved it to the sides. And we think that's what he was arguing about.
Yeah, because they called it. They blew the whistle and said glove pass. And he said, you got to pass it to somebody else.
Clem Haskins is a Corbett are the officials for today's game. Gophers in gold and they control. Playing left to right. Bobby Jackson, Thursday night's hero. Harris, number 33 in the backcourt.
Starting out with a zone 1-2-2.
This is a matchup right here. Dollar on Bobby Jackson that Cameron Dollar said after their victory he was really looking forward to. He knew how well Jackson had played. He said, that's the matchup I'm looking forward to. Dollar driving. Gets the first point. An early turnover by the Gophers, converted into 2. Jacobson missing his first try for 3. Ball out of bounds off Minnesota.
Here's Cameron Dollar on the turnover here. He penetrates, goes all the way. Jackson didn't foul, didn't want to pick up an early one. He finishes.
Bruins 2-zip opening minute. If you just joined us here in San Antonio, Texas. Henderson missing.
JR's a little bit too tall for James.
Thomas with the rebound. Jackson quickly down court, in and out.
This is the pace and tempo that UCLA wants.
Lonnie McCoy outside. Now underneath. Feet for Henderson. Off the Gophers, Bruins ball.
You won't get a fresh clock. There's 23 seconds on the shot clock.
McCoy had it batted away momentarily by John Thomas. McCoy missing a short jumper. Cameron Dollar off the back iron. Battle for the rebound and a foul called first of the game. Will go against John Thomas.
John Thomas off the rebound, just a little bit too aggressive. Let him get that swim stroke with the inside arm, his left arm. Good call.
Still Bruins ball, leading 2-0. Toby Bailey. Charles O'Bannon. Go for him. James rebound.
Bruins have the shots that just won't drop.
Jacobson. Harris. Harris misses a three-point try. Foul underneath the basket.
Jacobson pushed off down low.
First on him, 2 team fouls against Minnesota. UCLA 1 for 5, Minnesota 0 for 3. Cold shooting to start the game.
Both teams are getting good looks on both ends. I'm surprised they didn't drill them.
Big contingent of Minnesota fans here. Close to 5,000 making the trip. Likewise, a good contingent cheering on the Bruins of UCLA. Dollar throws one up. No chance for that to fall. Jacobson rebound. Jackson's pass. Thought Harris was breaking to the basket. He wasn't. Another turnover for the Gophers. Second.
A 20-second timeout.
20-second timeout. Steve Lavin agitated early here.
I like a timeout like that. He didn't wait for the commercial timeout. So you call a 20-second timeout, you're seeing something out there that's going completely wrong. I give him credit for that timeout. Big time.
Steve Lavin, he's exuberant. Kentucky, his 9th consecutive tournament win. They're very much in it here. 3 of the last 4 national champions remain, along with the Wildcats, UCLA, North Carolina. And DeJuan Wheat of Louisville, doubtful for his game because of his injury suffered last night.
They need DeJuan Wheat in there to really come any close to 100%. With him out of there, they'd have to have almost a miracle to win that game today or tomorrow.
Cameron Dollar brings it up for the Bruins. 17:25 to go first half. 2-0 UCLA lead. Pass intended for O'Bannon off the mark. Both teams a little jittery early here.
Well, what's happening also, Tim, is that Minnesota's playing very, very physical. I don't think UCLA is used to this much physicalness.
Big Ten champions are used to that in their conference. Rick Harris playing with a badly bruised and sprained right shoulder.
They're playing a matchup zone. He's going to put it up. Once he drops his head, that ball's going up.
Ball. Good follow there by Bobby Jackson. Jacobson expected a foul. His arm was hit as he fired it. But Jackson made up for it. We're tied at 2. Kobe Bailey. Bailey hits.